am immortal king, I am the king and sing, I bring the music scene back. Hear my empirical rhymes added lyrical flow to this rap that's a fact. Fresh meat on the scene, I flesh out my routine to slip in between the obscene and uninteresting. Just a smoke dream from my infernal machine, I'm sent to blow up on this track. Let me explain why my name's in this game. Let me share with you my hardship and pain. Let my left brain analyze and devise all these rhymes so your mind can surmise that my flow tells and lies. And I'm here to surprise, terrified at a mind. Say I actualize truth I locked up inside, jeopardized by my insecure demons. Released every line symbolizing my triumph. I don't know everyone's hardships, didn't grow up with your pain, but I know that I'm the farthest thing from a thief looking for money or fame. I'm keeping it real, I over-reveal, I weep and I squeal. I'm got to the real, an automobile that is stuck and get aimed at the cliffs of unreal.
Sad eyes shimmer gold, king leaps from his throne, blood leaks from his mouth, breathe in, bleed out. My journal is full of eternal requests to be blessed, but I'm stressed, can't digest it. The truth is a monster suppressed by my youth and expressed as a manifestation of blind ignorance. I confess the first step to assess the regrets that I've left unaddressed. I'm obsessed with my quest to find rest, decompress, get things off of my chest, finally take a breath. Used to believe money brought what I need, sought after riches to pockets with greed. Bought me a life only seen in my dreams, forcing it all but was missing a piece. Where was the glee, my guarantee? Thought I'd be free of the misery carried through life, it's still torturing me. Yet I'm still filled with the dread of waking up alone in an ivory bed, faking that I know what's running through my head, shaking I'm alone as I stare at my phone, painstakingly waiting for love that's as pure as my own. Cause I thought I could answer the world, wasn't top at the chance it unfold, but I fought in that fight isn't dead, and I won't stop that fight till I'm dead and I'm cold. Sad eyes shimmer gold, king leaps from his throne, blood leaks from his mouth, breathe in, bleed out. Master of the skies, makes and wise quips lost on you with the best advice. Try and realize where your bias lies. Blinded anger leads to hatred, but you can't surmise that the worst threat to your mindset is the toxic trust you inside, spit into your eyes. Take a cobra's aim to immobilize. Play the victim just to save your pride. Spewing lies, think you slide, try to mesmerize friends you hurt who think the world of you. They'll desert you in the great divide. Takes a second just to tell a lie. Deception mountain piling up too high to climb. Tick tock, look like you're left alone to die. Hurry up, you're already out of time.
Daylight turns cold, rise from the shadows.
Continue with unlimited rhymes intertwined with sublime wit inside of my mind, undefined by the rules of mankind. Chords align like the clocks at the start of springtime. Let's skip ahead. Sick of the attitude, sick of the attitude, sick of the poor being used without gratitude. Leave moral turpitude growing in magnitude, suffocates all the way work to combat it. Lost by corporations that intrude on the everyday lives of mankind. That's enough for you. Golden shake, savagery, millions for worshiping, full of sick trouble tea. That's not enough for you. You act like you have it all, but the more you flaunt, the more you prove one thing. I am the king. I am the king. I am the king!
Finally catching a stream. Hope your family is doing well.
Whoo! What up? What up, what up, what up? Let's first say thank you to Mr. PTRD, 29 months. Let's dive into the quickest, easiest piece, and then we'll go further from there. What's up, YouTube? Michelin Missy here, and today we're going to be looking at Diablo 2 Resurrected Ladder Season 9 news. This will have launch date, this will have updates to the game, this will have all the big and exciting, crazy things that will be coming in Season 9. So, it will be returning December 6th. Wait, isn't that when POE 2 launches? Oh, that's terrible. Path of Exile 2 launch date. How did they mess that up? Oh, that's so bad. All right. Wow. Okay, well, December 6th is both Path of Exile 2 and Diablo 2 Season 9. So, I guess take your pick. Wow. Okay. Patch 2.8 notes. Let's see all the changes. Gameplay. Fixed a bug that occurs when a monster and a player or mercenary have the same level of aura. Wow, that's actually really big. That's actually super nice. So currently, the way that it works, let me see if I can even, I might have to go find a boss, whatever. Currently, this is, the bug is with conviction, really. So currently, the issue is, if you are in like a terror zone and you have your infinity on, and you and the monsters, once they get high enough level, your infinity's conviction aura and the monster's conviction aura are the same level. And what it does is, it bugs you, or your mercenary, if your mercenary has the conviction aura. So you guys have the negative effects of it forever from that time on until you take it off and re-equip it or weapon swap off of it, right? So if it's on your mercenary, you have to take it off and put it back on him. And if it's you, you have to weapon swap back and forth to clear it. Otherwise, for the rest of the game, you will have the resistance negatives of the conviction all the way through. So, yeah. So that was actually a pretty big bug because it was really horrible when I was playing my Nova Sorceress and I was running around trying to level up with my Nova Sorceress, carrying self-willed infinity, and then all of a sudden my resistances would be absolute garbage. And I wasn't realizing what was happening at first. And then it was like, oh, it's because of this. So it's getting a lot of people killed in hardcore. It's getting a lot of people killed in softcore that don't realize it. And then as well, it's getting your mercenaries killed. Because lots of people run Infinity on a mercenary. And whenever you're teleporting around and you get into a terror zone and you run across that conviction aura, then for the rest of the game, if you didn't realize it, your mercenary now has all these terrible resistances, and then they just get popped and die. So this is actually a really big deal. I know it like seems small; it's a single change, but it's actually a really big change that will save many lives, many mercenaries' lives, and is very important. So good on them. Good on them for fixing that. User interface and user experience. Move directions are now bindable. I'm assuming this is force move, is my assumption. That's my guess. Which is nice. WASD for moving around. Wait, really? They're going to let you WASD? So this isn't force move. This is actually letting you move with WASD. That would be very interesting if that's true. That's how joystick for controller works. Huh. That's... Yeah, force move existed, but it was just on the E key. And you couldn't swap it to be like the main... I thought that's what they were saying. You could make force move be on your left click or something. But this is almost even more interesting if they're introducing WASD into the game. That would be really weird. we'll have to give it a try. Cool. And that's it. So it's 2 changes, but honestly, 2 decent changes. One really great change and one potentially really nice change. That could be really interesting. I wonder if they'll then add like moving shot and stuff in for the archer. Probably not. That's probably way too much code. Yeah, I gotta actually give it to them. They actually did some decent changes here in 2.8. I just wish we had more. Oh, that's the only problem where we're at now, right? Is we just want more. But I think this is probably going to be as much as we're going to get with Diablo 2. But every ladder, if we can get, one more good bug fixed, one more whatever, small change like this, maybe it's, the intern working on the game will do a little more for us. So those are those. Let's take a look further. Timing, 5 p.m. Pacific, North America, 2 a.m. Europe, 10 a.m. Korean Standard. So pretty much similar to how it was before. Europe gets screwed again. But I believe North America and Asia have the higher player pools, which is why. So if you want Europe to not be screwed, Europe, you got to play more. That's it. Get it up. Get them numbers up. Apparently it's just like really big with the Koreans. Same thing, pre-ladder, post-ladder. Remember, your shared stash loot will move over into non-ladder, into the past tabs here. And then they will be, you'll just remove everything out of them, right? They'll just be remove only tabs. But if you have anything left over from Season 7 that moved into those past tabs, that will be removed. So double check, make sure your characters' tabs are, everything's withdrawn from them. So then your Season 8 can move over into these new tabs here. And yeah, other than that, may your ladder journey be filled with fiends to eviscerate the bountiful loot. Make sure to check out Mr. Llama SC on twitch.tv. It's really nice of them. And most people will be skipping this ladder due to Path of Exile 2, I imagine. Yeah. All right, so that is Season 9. Very interesting. Some small, nice changes. And literally the worst date that they could possibly come up with. Amazing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. All right. Wow. Literally the worst day ever. December 6th. I can't believe they did that. Let's talk Path of Exile 2. The one thing I want to do... that was a long...
and so it's just a little bit less fear when it comes to all of a sudden doing that.
Long
That's
video
much better
last
in the
time.
context of
Okay.
the fact that you can pause.
There's that. There's that.
which can be placed. Now,
All right. So first things first. I didn't take notes and I should have, you know? All right.
all in and out of combat. Now, early access will
Classes.
initially have 6 classes available. Let's have a look at them.
available.
The Monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat, and his mechanics that involve building up and new skills, you will first need to
They have
find
technical
skill.
difficulties.
So there's no harm in trying out something new. The Monk primarily uses the quarterstaff. There are 3 schools of martial arts: lightning, ice,
Sorry.
and wind. But don't think you have to stick to just one.
We don't need to go
Best
through like
combos
all
are
these
involve
pieces
mixing elements
here,
of all 3.
but
Let's try killing this spell. Punch them to the surface of the options that you have. By endgame, you'll be dashing from pack to pack, spewing projectiles and obliterating screens of enemies with huge combo attack. Tap shoots and will double tap shield charge, which allows you to charge towards enemies and stun them. While charging, you're also blocking the whole time, so you have full damage on the fly as you use certain skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you build. They're not class. The character progression system that you can do during the campaign is Ascension. Starting in Act 2, you will come across Ascension trials, tests that you must complete to unlock your Ascension class. We'll explain these trials soon, but first let's take a look at what Ascending can do for your character. Each class has access to 3 Ascendancy classes, but at the start of it, going into a demon, make sure you stay to already take
the end game is really the thing.
Deeper into the world. If you die, then the map can no longer be run, and you will have to find another way around to get to the areas behind it. There are also all kinds of other random encounters you might run into as you play maps. One such encounter are precursor artifacts. These are ancient, corrupting monsters by corrupted into the bridge between their world.
Does somebody have a list of the end game things within the end
So you'll
game?
get all the items from the Lord of Ogham supporter pack as well. The Thorbeast life. Your enemies. In the trial
Elon
of the
Musk is the
seconds,
number 1 Diablo
each
4
room
player?
has its
No,
own
he's not.
challenges. Once monsters in the
Either
traps,
somebody or a
waves
group of people he
monsters,
pays
the
are.
Sycamores close to the Jinn and Trial of Chaos is not your trials of corruption. Gain power. Any have a
Or he's just lying. One of
choose
the
one.
two.
Commit.
Um, probably just the group
Now
of
it's possible to.
people
So
who
far,
pay.
we've only been showing you footage from the campaign.
Um,
Well, we want to make sure that in POE.
Here we go, endgame.
Distinct in-game only this much the fight adjacent to the area combinations done around temporary and can optimize. If you use this one on some
Wasn't there something? Come on.
And using but fires if you want to, you are able of the Atlas books you
Early access supporter packs that have just been released to the store.
Pinnacle Boss.
If you just want early access
Alright.
to POE 2, then you can get a key
Breach,
in the $30 US.
Ritual, Delirium, Expedition. Are those the 4? Pinnacle Boss. I thought there were 7 right now. Okay. Delirium, Expedition, Special Pinnacle Boss. Then the Ascension Trials. Yeah. All right. Perfect. Let's do it. Let's do our notes. Whew. What's up, YouTube? Mr. Limesy here, and today I want to break down the Path of Exile 2 announcement video. I know it's like kind of announced, but the big announcement piece with the early access coming in soon and all the pieces of it. It was amazing. It was extremely well done. They blew it out of the water. They put Diablo 4 to shame a little bit in terms of all of the content, all of the preparedness with all the pieces. And that's not to say anything against the devs of D4 there in that regard, but I do think it is extremely obvious that the devs of Path of Exile are way more like passionate about ARPG gaming in a hardcore way. I think that's just, it's just very different, right? The styles of the developers there. I feel like, and I've talked with the developers of both teams, honestly, but when I sit down and talk with the developers of Path of Exile 2, when I went to California and chatted with Jonathan Rogers and stuff, they just like, they're just like gamers, like really gamers. So they're sitting there and they're just excited. They're just telling you about the systems and they're just going on and on and on. There's a Q&A at the end of this video. They did a video, the announcement video, and then they did a Q&A, and it was like 3 hours. It was way too long. But they were just giving all the information everything, because they were just constantly excited and constantly talking about the meetings that were happening and what they were discussing and all the pieces down to the intricate details of the gameplay or the stats or whatever it was. And just decisions that I think are super important when you are designing a game. So, it was a lot. Like I said, it was really long, but it was very informative, and you could really see the passion that they had. So I want to give a little breakdown, a little review of the video and all the pieces, right? So Path of Exile 2 is coming. It is going to be early access December 6th. It will be $30 to play in the early access, or you can win a key from some of the streamers or like tweeting out and stuff. They have keys. I don't know where they got keys from. I didn't get any keys. I'm gonna have to go talk to them to get keys. And then additionally, if you spent $480 within Path of Exile 1 on skins and all the different things, then you automatically get a key to go in there. So just that's the first base piece of it, right? Beyond that, it is a little different from what the game will be, right? So for instance, right now there's only 6 classes available. There, I believe, is going to be 12 in total, which is a ton of classes. There's only 2 ascensions available, which is like you can take your character and then you ascend into a specialization. So there's only 2 available for each of those 6 characters, but there's going to be a 3rd for each of them. So ultimately, I believe it's going to be 12 classes and 36 ascensions, which is insane. That is like so many classes and ascensions to have. So yeah, that is the plans, but the current. Additionally, right now it's just going to be not seasons, Act 1, 2, 3, and then you'll do Act 1, 2, 3 over again in Cruel mode, which is just like a harder mode before you go to Endgame. But in the future, they're going to have Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6, and then Endgame. So they're going to, they just haven't developed Acts 4, 5, and 6 yet. So they're just doubling up for right now. And then the plan is sometime in 2025, they will do the pushover from early access into the actual game. The actual game will be free to play, so it'll go back to that base model of Path of Exile where it's free to play. You probably have to buy some stash tabs, or would like to, I should say, not have to. And then they'll sell all the skins and supporter packs and all the, everything like current Path of Exile is right now. So that's going to be their plan. Again, that's sometime in 2025. But for the early access right now, it is $30 for the key. And you're just kind of going in and testing. And then all your characters in early access will get pushed onto like a special, just like early access, previous like league spot whenever they launch the new game. So you'll still have access to them, but they'll probably be broken in many ways and it'll be like messy. I don't know why they're even keeping the characters, but they decided they want to keep them. So a little bit about Path of Exile 2 in comparison to like Path of Exile 1. It is similar. The game definitely has similarities. It is a slower game. They really tried to slow down some of the combat. I've actually played it. I've played through Act 1 and Act 2. And I played earlier builds, right? So not the latest build. But I've played earlier builds and I've played through, and it was definitely slower. It was definitely harder. You have a dodge roll now, and you need it. You are constantly needing to dodge roll away from things and stuff. Monsters, you could be in like the 2nd or 3rd zone, and monsters just come over and just like pop you if you are not aware. So it definitely felt like every step of the way, you were really having to be like focused because you could die in any of the areas. So slower game, scarier game for sure, at least on, the parts that I played through. They tried to simplify in some ways. So for instance, they tried to simplify the gem system a lot. Gems no longer go into the items that you're wearing. They didn't really like the whole idea of like, you would build everything in an item with the slots, but then you couldn't change to a new item until you had the slots. They felt like that was kind of causing issues in Path of Exile. So they removed that and they put it on its own tree. You have now kind of like your skill tree, and you can insert your support gems and your gems over in your tree. They also have recommended gems as well. So just like, hey, when you're this class, you can go click that, and it's like, here's the gems that you can get with this gem right now. Now, you can always go and still mix and match and get any of the gems and do any of the combinations of builds across, and that'll be actually really fun to do. But it is at least nicer now and easier now for the newer player, instead of just coming across gems and being like, what do all these gems do? Can I use all these, So now you don't get a gem that's like, this is, Flame Dash or whatever. You get a gem that is, it's just an uncut skill gem. And then you pick what skill you want it to be. So you go and you find those around the map and stuff as you're doing it. So this is the like active skill tree, not the passive skill tree, which is different. But in this active skill tree, they have it a lot easier to understand and a lot better for the newer player, while still allowing someone to go and like I say, be creative and create all of these crazy things. Now, in terms of the passive skill tree, they saw the passive skill tree in Path of Exile 1, which is right here. And they thought, you know what we need to do to this? We need to make it bigger. And so that's what they did. So the Path of Exile 2 skill tree, and this is the passive skill tree, is now bigger than the Path of Exile 1 skill tree. Which I thought was an interesting decision, because they did do the same idea of like, or they tried to simplify and make things easier in so many ways, but they were like, you know what? This is still iconic, whatever it is to our game. So we're going to do this. And it's still very similar, right? You start at a different spot for every class, just like in 1. I mean, it's a little different, but you start at a different spot for every class. And then you kind of work your way out. They still have the, the game-changing nodes that are the ones like, you have 1 life, but you're immune to chaos damage, right? Like, they still have all of those. But then, of course, a lot of them are just plus to damage, plus attack speed. Something they did change is all of the stat nodes in between are now choosable. So rather than in Path of Exile 1, right, like, it's not letting me zoom in on it. That's fine. In Path of Exile 1, you're going to have, maybe this will do it. There we go. Strength nodes, int nodes, dex nodes. In Path of Exile 2, it is just stat node, and when you click it, you get to choose what stat it is. So that is something, they try to make it, I guess, a little easier for stats in that capacity. But they also did something which I thought, this is one of my favorite things actually in the game, and it was confusing at first within the alpha, but something that I actually really love that they're doing is they have weapon specialization within your passive tree. So what that means is you actually can have 2 different loadouts of your passive tree, right? So you could literally do an entire build, and then you could have your second loadout where you use your passive skills in a completely different way and do completely different things. And then based on which weapon you're using, based on the, you have your weapons and the different skills that you're using. So when I use this skill, I can assign it to use a bow. When I use this skill, I can assign it to use a wand, right? On my weapon swap or whatever. It will actually swap your entire tree to whatever that item is. And so a really, really interesting way that I think you can allow for a lot of combinations, right? I could have something that is like within my tree, big AoE, trying to grow my AoE as much as possible and tie that to something where I'm like cursing an area. So I get a big AoE and it uses that part of the tree. And then when I go for my attack, it won't have the AoE anymore. I can have it be really on like a high damage piece, whatever it is, right? You can do a lot of stuff. It's an extreme weapon swap, weapon specialization that I think is beautiful. And it allows you to dual wield builds, not just dual wield weapons, right? So you can be a cold sorceress and a fire sorceress in a way and have one set of the tree be all fire and one set of the tree be all cold, and whichever weapon you use, you can go one way or the other, right? So very cool, right? Very, very cool. Something they also did is you now only get a single support gem of each kind. So originally you'd always put the same support gems in like all of your gear, right? It was like, if you want, lesser projectiles or whatever it is, you just like, you put that in every single piece of gear, right? Whatever it was, like all of the skills have that. Now you get a single time. So if you want added cold damage, you only get one of those, and you have to decide which skill of yours you want to actually put that skill support gem on. So that means there's going to be more support gems, but it also means that you're now going to have, honestly, more decisions to make, because every skill now you're thinking, how do I actually want this skill to be? Is this going to be higher on the cold damage? Is this going to be more generating me life? Is this going to be more of an AoE skill? Whatever it is. So it'll be set for each one's of those. And so I think that was actually a fabulous change as well, and something that, I didn't really think about. So that is kind of the main core stuff, I would say, that's really different for the game in the early and mid and kind of like about the game. And I was very impressed, because there's also just all this stuff like skill interaction, right? Now, if I set up a flame wall and then I shoot sparks through the flame wall, the sparks ignite, right? I've talked about this before. If I shoot a frozen orb and then cast Frost Nova, I can actually cast the Frost Nova on the frozen orb as it's traveling where it is. There's a lot of skill interaction. There's a lot of stuff like, if you put grenades on the ground, they may take a while to blow up, but if you put burning ground down and then put the grenades on them, they'll blow up instantly. Lots of really cool interaction. And so I love like all of the pieces that they've done with all the skill interaction. I love a lot of this. And I think they are the first modern ARPG that I feel like is really innovating in the space in a bunch of ways, right? Like, we've seen cool innovations. Last Epoch, I loved their crafting. I loved the loot filter, and I loved the mana where you could go like a negative in mana. So there were some pieces about that I thought were fantastic. And I thought, those are some great innovations for sure. But they felt like smaller pieces. Whereas Path of Exile 2, I feel like some of these innovations, like the weapon specialization and, how the skills interact and just like how the game plays. And there's so many like bosses throughout the areas now as well. And they've really tried to make a lot of that meaningful. I think it's just like, this is what I felt like when I was waiting for the ARPGs to advance. I felt like this is kind of the next step I was expecting. This is what I was expecting from Diablo 4. This is what I was expecting from just any of these next RPGs, was this next one to come out and be like, look, cool. Other games are doing whatever stuff. This is now kind of redefining the genre and pushing it to the next phase. So I think Path of Exile 2 really is going to do that. And I'm very excited for that. Something that I am worried about with the game, and this is something we didn't quite talk about yet, but something I am worried about, is a little bit of the end game. I think it is really exciting, and I think it'll be really fun. So there's actually an entire thing. We're going to kind of go through this together. But it's like, I'm worried because it's so much and it's so confusing. And obviously we just had the highlights kind of, and so it was a lot. We were, drinking from a water hose right there. Potentially as we get it more fed to us simply, it won't be as bad. But when they were talking through the end game and it was this whole piece and all the different pieces of the end game, all I could think was, oh my God, it's already like at that insane level. It's already at that crazy level that Path of Exile 1 kind of feels in some ways, right? And that's kind of the difficulty, and something I know for a lot of people with Path of Exile 1 is they're like, there's so many systems, there's so many things going on, I'm so confused. What am I supposed to do next? And it really hits this idea of like, for some people, they love it because they can just like go crazy deep into it and there's so much. But for a lot of people, they're like, I need a little more guidance. I need a little, there's too many things happening at once. And Path of Exile really built up to that over time. And Path of Exile 2, they say, hey, we're going to keep building on this. It's going to get more and more. But it felt like even starting out, oh my goodness, they really put a lot of things into the end game, which they knew and they did intentionally because they know people want to be in the end game and they wanted to give a lot of options. But I am slightly worried that for many people, it will be too much, right? It could scare them away and be too much because it might throw too much at you. And I think that's something as well that, happens in Path of Exile 1, right? You'll just be playing through and then you'll be getting all of these different currencies and all these just different things, and you have no clue what any of them are supposed to do, and it's not been introduced to you, and it doesn't feel like you can just learn one. It feels like you need to learn all of them because it's just constantly throwing things. And so I would say that would be my biggest fear, is that Path of Exile 2, they're going to overload people too much with it. And, something a lot of people say for Path of Exile is, I feel like I need a PhD in it. I feel like I need to go to school and take classes on these different systems. And the systems are beautiful and super intricate. But yeah, sometimes they're like, oh my God, like there's so many systems. There's so many things to learn. So here's some of the stuff that, we do have with it, right? To start, the end game is an infinite expanding overworld map. So rather than having your map in like you have in Path of Exile that just has your set maps, this is just a large sprawling map, and it has a bunch of little like connections, kind of think of it like any map on a board game or whatever, right? Like a delve in a way. And you travel along it, and there's different maps that you'll do and different events that you'll do as you travel along it. And if you fail them, you'll block off the pathing and you'll need to find other ways around, and all that, right? So at the center is where you open portals to explore those maps. And you need waystones, and you can modify the stones with currency, making it better or harder. So this is kind of your maps and your map tiers and, modifying them. You kill the rares and uniques. If you die, the map can no longer be run. So that's a difference, right? You no longer get 6 chances or whatever within the map, or 5 chances. You get 1 death. You can go in and back and forth through a portal, but if you die, the map closes and that's it. And you go through your end pieces there, right? Then all the endgame systems, they have breach, which is a fissure inside of a map, and they can give breach tablets, which you use in the towers to add more breach encounters to the Atlas overworld, and you can craft on those. They reward you with catalyst and breach rings, which can have better quality, and you can do crafting. Breach splinters, which you collect to create a breach stone, which is used in the realm gates to access the pinnacle boss Zesht. And that's one of the sections. Then there are rituals, which are altars inside of a map, and you have to kill monsters in the radius. And after killing enough, you activate the altar. And then you kill and survive to gain tribute. You can interact with the altar to use tribute to buy powerful items and currency. You can buy omens, and they affect other currency. They drop ritual tablets, which work like breach tablets, but for rituals. There's the pinnacle boss there. There's delirium, which is mirrors inside the map. They reward distilled emotions. You can combine 3 emotions to modify an amulet with an effect from a node from the normal passive tree. You can use distilled emotions to modify waystones. Then there's delirium tablets, simulacrum splinters. There's a pinnacle boss for that too. There's expedition. And these are dig sites with explosives that contain artifacts. And there's remnants. You blow them up, activate their effects. Exchange them for rune magic, of course. You can find expedition tablets. Occasionally you can find logbooks, which are special expeditions. And then there's the pinnacle boss here. And then there's the special pinnacle boss right there. That's like a really fast, just like run through of the pieces. But you can already see there's a billion things. You have your tablets for each of the things. You have your catalysts and your breach stones and your ritual tablets and your distilled emotions. And you're combining 3 of the emotions to modify an amulet. And if you get your breach rings, then those can have 50% quality instead of 20% quality. It's already, like I say, it's already a little worrying because it's like, oh my God, like it's a lot. And it's a lot to remember as well and constantly be thinking. And when you're doing stuff like crafting and you have things like Val orbs and stuff, which are the final piece of crafting, it makes me feel like, hey, you're going to have a really good craft guide because there are many like phases of how you need to craft through, right? First, you want to start with this item. And then you can use these currencies. And there's actually a lot of stuff, right? You can use these currencies to only re-roll the suffixes or only re-roll the prefixes. And that one you'll use at the start here. And then you'll add on these using this currency, using your exalted orbs. And then once you have that, then you'll do this. And then once you've used your emotions, then you're going to val it. And but if you do it in the wrong order, well, now you've bricked the item and that's not good here. And, obviously min-maxing is a big deal with Path of Exile. But, I think like there's still a lot of concern for somebody who wants to do well, but gets really confused. Right. So, you don't have to learn all of this at once. You don't have to have all of the knowledge to enjoy the game, to have fun with the game, any of that. But I do think my biggest concern, like I say, is that you will get to the Atlas and you'll start in your overworld map and then you'll just run into all of these different things. And it won't let you, it's not going to be fed to you in a way where it's like, first we're just doing breaches for a while. Okay, you understand that. Now we're doing rituals for a while, right? Instead, it'll be like you just go in and you're just going to, there's an expedition in this map. There's a breach in that map. There's this in that map. And you're just going to start accumulating all these currencies and it'll get overwhelming. That is my concern, mostly because I know how Path of Exile 1 is and how it is for people, including myself, who has like 1,000+ hours in Path of Exile 1 and still for a majority of the systems is like, I don't know what I'm doing, Then you have all the other pieces, your ascensions. So you have your different trials for your ascensions, and you can pick which ascension you want to do. And there's, choosing your modifiers as you're going through that. And just, Trial of Chaos in the Endgame and more things, right? So for all of the POE players who have played and are big hardcore players of it, I think to them it makes more sense. And they're like, it's not as bad, right? And I understand that because, like I say, I've played an okay amount. I'm kind of in the middle. I understand the confusion. I also understand that it's not so bad. So for instance, for me, the it's not so bad is the skill tree. The passive skill tree is not actually that bad, right? Like it looks like the most daunting thing in the world. But as soon as you actually get into the skill tree and like look through, you're like, oh, okay, this is just like plus to life and mana. This is just attack speed. This is just lifesteal. This is, like when you're actually going through it, you're like, yeah, this actually isn't really bad at all. and you just kind of look at some of the main nodes you want to go for, and you're like, okay, I want to like go for this node. I want to get, I think this is like extra totem or something over here, right? I just want to like get that, and you just kind of do that. Now, getting perfect pathing and stuff is something that, you use a build guide for, or you can go through the path of building and do some stuff there. But for a lot of it, I can blindly go through and have a great time with a character, and it's not bad at all. But when you first come into the game and you see this, you get a skill point and you go, oh, let me put this in. And you open the skill tree and this is what you see. You're like, what? Right? Like it doesn't entice you to learn it and to look into it enough to go, oh, actually, it's not that bad. Because it's just a flood. It's too much, right? And that's how the end game is, I think, many times as well. When you actually break down each piece of the end game and you've actually learned it, it's not nearly as bad. But if you first get into it and you just start getting all of these shards and all of these relics and emotions and whatever things, and you haven't learned one and felt comfortable with one system yet, and now you have other systems that you need to learn, it's very scary. So I'll be curious to see how they handle it in Path of Exile 2, because like I said, they've done a lot of noobification. Is that a word? I don't know. For the game already with like the skills and stuff, right? That was a big change of improving that for newer players. And I think they did a fabulous job with how they did it. So I'm curious to see if in the end game, in the later stages, they really do a lot to just help that out. Otherwise, I think you might start losing, a lot of player base as they get to end game and just start getting too confused. Now, do I believe all of this is going to make Diablo 4 non-existent and the other modern ARPGs? My answer is no, because I think it is a very different style. I think it's more going to actually destroy Path of Exile 1 than it will destroy Diablo 4. Because I think the people playing Diablo 4, a lot of them will find this game too complicated. And I can see them play it for a little bit and enjoy it. But I think the Diablo 4 audience is more average, like, chill gamer, right? Like, oh, I've got a couple hours. I'm going to go sit down and play some D4 for a little bit, right? I don't think it has the hardcore group nearly as much. And so I think that's going to keep that audience, or a lot of that audience, and Path of Exile 1 and some other, hardcore gamers will instead move into Path of Exile 2 and be the group playing this group. Yeah, more of a casual audience. I don't think casual is an insult. I think it's just literally, I think it's more of a casual game for more of a casual audience. Yeah. So, I think in terms of the game coming out and what they're releasing with it and the innovations they're making, all of that, I think that Path of Exile 2 has like buried Diablo 4. Maybe that should be the title of the video. Diablo 4 Buried by POE 2. Buried it in terms of just like showing off and showing like, look, we can do so much better in these systems, and creating a game that, has like way more stuff to it. But I think the audience is still going to be in that capacity, and you'll still have your separate audiences. Graphically, I think it's also a better game than D4. I think D2R looks better than Diablo 4 though as well. I think the spells in Diablo 4 especially are not a good look. They don't mix with the environment very well at all. It's a weird combination. So I actually thought Path of Exile 2's graphics were very nice when I played through it. I really enjoyed it. And then they had even cool things like the moving town in Act 2 is like super fun and interesting. But, you know, I mean, there's more to see. The big questions are still like, will Path of Exile 2 turn into Endgame, Path of Exile 1, entire screen blows up in a second? It seems like they're trying to avoid that. But there were flashes where it was kind of spammy, right? There were some flashes when they were showing through their video of a little bit of stuff that was a little bit spammy. And so I think it'll halfway get there. I think it'll get to the point where it is still a lot, but maybe not quite as much as POE 1. But we're also at the start of the game, and they're going to be doing leagues as well, right? It'll probably be the same thing every 2 months, right? You'll probably get like 2 months, Path of Exile 1, the next 2 months, Path of Exile 2, the next 2 months, Path of Exile 1, and they'll probably alternate like that. Or wait, Path of Exile 1's every 3 months, right? So maybe they'll do it every month and a half. So I expect it's going to be POE 2 people, you know, Path of Exile people will just bounce back and forth between 1 and 2 a lot of times, and we'll see. But most leagues closer to 4 months lately. Okay. So maybe it will be down to 4, and it'll just be every 2 months alternating roughly. They're going to try and keep them separate so people can play them both. But yeah, that's kind of my Path of Exile 2 review, all the pieces, breakdown of their video. I thought they did a really great job. You can see the passion, you can see the advancing of the technology, of the game, of the genre. It's very impressive. I have my minor concerns, but I'm excited to get in there and play further through. I think, you know, I had a lot of fun playing like the different bosses. The co-op mode was fantastic. I think that'll be a really big hit. It was really a lot of fun to co-op through. And yeah. So with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. Peace, everybody. All right. Let's go do some Diablo 2. Identifying Annie's. Finding that 2020. Let's go identify some Annies. There's no set date for full release yet. 2025. That's what they said. I think they wanted to do like May, June of 2025, but they're like, oh, we have a lot of stuff actually we want to do. So it might be a little bit later. Yeah, exactly, Pritch.
Ulama, is this that Souls-like ARPG you played a few months back, or was that a different
No,
game?
that was No Rest for the Wicked, which was also very fun. Does that game have more content now? I'd be down to go play more of that. Epi with 5 gifted subs. Mwah. And 2 years. Wow.
Happy 2 years, Llama.
That's crazy. I have a stain on my shirt? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I was burping the baby. That's just... Every shirt I own is full of burping stains. Yeah, exactly. And if $30 is too much, Path of Exile 2 will be free at launch. Okay. Oh, it's queso handprints. That's what it is. Yeah. We got Tex-Mex today, and baby Lilith was on my right, grabbing onto my hands. Okay, that makes more sense. I mean, I also have burp stained milk all over my other shirt, so. You want to sponsor an hour for Wizardry 7, Crusaders of the Dark Savant, when you get on your feet again? Sure thing, yeah. Hit me up with the... You know, in the email. I think you did before. Send me a reminder. You fed the baby Tex-Mex? Yeah, she gets Tex-Mex all the time. Dude, she ate hard. Girl was pounding beans and rice and guac, sour cream. She was going crazy. No, the toddler. I call her a baby. She's still 1.5. That's a baby. Okay. That's annoying, Cash. Let's find the 2020. Shall we? Let me put a text up. Best Annies so far. All right. I mean, I'd love a 2020-10, but I'd be happy with just a 2020. Anything. Let's find first try. 14, 17, 10. That's not bad. 14, 19, 7. Okay. 17, 10, 7. 18, 11, 8. Yo! 2029! All right. 5th Annie. Wow. Right off the start. That's what we're talking about, baby. Wowee. And we're done. That's it. We did it. I know. One off perfect. But 2029 is fabulous. Let's go. 19, 10, 9. Oops. That was our 5th Annie. 11, 17, 10. 14, 11, 7. That's probably like the worst one we've gotten so far. Yeah. And that's, I'm surprised we haven't found just like a 12, 10, 6 yet, you know? 13, 10, 10. Right, I mean, it's still got 10% experience at least. 10, 13, 10. Blue guitar things. At least they're 10% experiencers. 10, 17, 8. Thank you.
Nice 2020.
That's fabulous. 10, 11, 8. There you go. This is the garbage I was expecting. Not just drawing a 2029 right off the bat. 18, 14, 8. 16, 12, 6. 13, 15, 8. Yo! 2018 9. Dang. Let's go. Wow, wow. These are fabulous. 11, 17, 6. 18, 17, 8. I mean, I feel like I almost can't even put that on my list. I'm going to put it because I still like that. But like, we've already had such a gorgeous list here. 16, 17, 6. 17, 28. Also solid. Have I had any 5% experience yet? No. Wow. Oh, there you go. 1919. 5. Some sick rolls. $15, $17, $8. $17, $13, $8. $14, $13, $10. $11, $15, $10. $11, $17, $9. $12, $20, $5. $11, $15, $5. Let's get another $20, $20. $11, $14, $10. $15, $13, $6. $16, $18, $9. That's pretty good. $14, $13, $5. Ooh! $20, $18, $10. Sheesh. What are these Annies? We're just barely getting started. 17, 13, 6. 12, 29. 2019, 7. Bro, I gotta make some room here. Wow. 2019, 7. Sheesh. What? Is that back to back 2019 sevens? Oh my god. It just doesn't stop. 17, 20, 10? I need to buy some lotto tickets, man. Oh, that's annoying. Don't put it there. 13, 16, 6. 12, 16, 6. 16, 17, 5. 14, 29. Normally that would be on my list of like dope, but 11, 12, 6. 15, 12, 7. 11, 10, 5. 16, 12, 6. 19, 19, 6. Sheesh. All right, we're through the first 50. 15, 16, 6. I don't think I can have a better 50 than that right there. 12, 10, 10. 16, 13, 5. 19, 12, 7. Yeah, there's declones all the time. 15, 12, 10. 18, 12, 9. 10, 15, 9. 11, 14, 8. 19, 18, 8. Man. I'm going to remove 18, 7, 8. And that one. We'll like update the list to be better ones. That even goes on there. That's crazy. 18. 15, 5. 20, 10, 5. Thank you, Pringles. 18, 14, 8. Let's get another 2020 though. 12, 14, 7. 15, 11, 10. 17, 16, 10. Like, that's a nice Annie. 15, 11, 8. Leonardo Platts with the prime. Thank you. 17, 11, 6. 14, 10, 5. 12, 13, 6. 19, 13, 8. 11, 19, 7. 19, 12, 9. This is more what I expected. 17, 13, 6. 16, 10, 5. 13, 16, 6. 11, 19, 8. 19, 16, 10. Solid. Just doesn't make our list. 17, 11, 7. 13, 14, 6. 14, 27. 13, 15, 6. 14, 15, 9. 13, 10, 5. 14, 17, 5. Oh, 19, 10, 10. Looked good for a second. 11, 11, 6. That might be the worst one we found so far. 18, 10, 8. 18, 16, 8. 12, 14, 9. 16, 10, 5. 18, 19, 8. It goes right there with the... $11, 17, 6. 10, 15, 6. 17, 14, 10. Very nice. 12, 11, 10. 13, 11, 5. 19, 16, 6. 15, 15, 8. 16, 13, 7. All right. First 100. First 50, amazing. Second 50, garbage. Let's go through 25 more. 1729. Nice. Bottom of our nice list. 14, 16, 9. 16, 19, 9. These are all good. 18, 12, 8. 17, 17, 10. 15, 19, 9. My goodness. 14, 14, 6. 15, 17, 9. 18, 17, 7. 11, 13, 5. Oh, about that I lost it, Cooley, or something. 19, 14, 5. 11, 10, 7. 12, 13, 7. 12, 18, 10. 11, 11, 5. That's our worst one. 18, 12, 8. 17, 10, 7. Come on. 13, 20, 10. Ah. 20, 18, 9. Another one. 12, 20, 10. Dang, another time we got 2 of 3. 19, 10, 5. 14, 25. 15, 16, 9. 17, 15, 5. Last try, 20, 20 again. 18, 14, 9. All right, well, we got the 2020 early. We got the 2020. We got a 2019, a 2019, 2018, 1919, 17, 20, 19, 19, 2018, 2018, 10. Wow. So we'll keep 2029, 2019, 2018, 9, 2018, 10, 1919, 2018, 9, 1919. Yeah, those are good enough to go. All right. Llama 1, password 11. For an Annie. I think that's the game. We will give give some Annies away because we got too many. Maybe that's not. Alright. Llama 1, password 1. No, that game already exists.
More years sub than updates this ladder. Hope the family is feeling better.
Llama 2, password 1. Thanks, Pootie. Everyone's sick. Free Annie and Llama 2, password 1. Or multi-Annies. We'll just kind of drop some and then move on to the next next grouping. This is ladder. This is on ladder. Yeah, load it up, fire it up. I'll make more games, so if you're not in this one, don't worry. Okay. Alright, everybody. Yeah. There you go. 20 Annies in that game. Llama 3, password 1. It's not on one e-money. How are you doing, Pootie? If you want free Annie, come to Llama 3, password 1. We'll drop some more free Annies. Let me fill. Ooh, Diablo. Alright, let me drop some Annies for people first. Is that you, Cooley? Are you Diablo now? Is that someone else? Oh wait, kill my mercenary. Aww. I'm happy with it. I gotta jump on you and hey man, I don't dual hammerdin. Plus, I have 1500 life, man. This character is missing. He doesn't even have torch. All right, Llama 4, password 1. We'll do some more Annies. Took half life off of that dude. Easy. I do need 50 Annies. Or 50 Annies. 50 gambled amulets, magic amulets from a level 97 plus. So, Cooley, if Diablo is your character, I would appreciate that. Whoever Diablo was. 50 gambled amulets for crafting, but I need a level 90 plus to do it. Let me get rid of these Annies first. Llama 5, password 1. Free Annies. 97, not 96. 97. Because of rounding. Because 97 could be 92s, thus 91s, and that's fine. Okay. Llama 1, password 1 for free Annies. Yeah, I'll give these away and then... or just make a game and message me game name password. Coolly. And if you just, like, drop them on the ground. I can give you an rune for them. If you're 90, character level 95 should be fine. I don't think so, right? Because a character level 95 gambles amulets and they hit 90. Don't they? Doesn't it have to be 91? Okay, Llama 2, Llama 6, password 1. Oh, it just needs to be eye level 90. Okay, because I'm 90 right now. So I thought with 97, I guarantee eye level 91. I thought that's what I needed. But maybe I just need 90. We got some nice ones in here. Okay, well, whatever. 98 works as well. Alright, there should be like a 19, 19, maybe a 20, 17, 17, 10 in here. 17, 20 right there. Okay. Llama 7, password 1. This one's also going to have like a 2017 or 2019 or something. 2018 9, 1919 5, 18 17. Some good Annies in this bunch. We got 10 Annies. If you're aiming to always get +2 skills on craft, your character needs to be 95 plus in gambling amulets. Yeah, that's why I'm making you gamble them. Well, no, your character needs to be 93 plus to always get +2 skills. Because for crafting, you average your level and the items level. So that's why, since I'm 90, I need a higher level, right, in this. But with 93 and 88, then it averages out. But if you're 92 and 87, then it averages to 89.5, which rounds down. And so 1 in 10 of them, right, whenever you gamble an 87. Okay. The round downs before you add. Oh, okay. My bad.
I am overburdened.
Do I think it'll be the ARPG to end ARPGs? I mean, I think it's the one to advance us to the next level. in ARPGs.
Your presence honors me.
When did you make a level 98, Cools? Really, Ash Rubbery? Can you post a link? Be curious. Beautiful. All right. So let's grab... I guess put all these things away. Just got back into D2. This is your first dance in 17 years. Nice. GG. Hopefully you got a decent one. You jerk. You actually had me going, man. Alright, you can go there. Oh, wait. Got me all curious. Don't encourage him. That was awful. Nobody's laughing here. Wish it stacked them the other way. Oh well. Alright, those go there, that goes there. These will all go in here. I guess we'll put these away for now. Just want to make it pretty. I guess just move the whole thing. Facet roll. Okay, you're there, you're there. I had it more organized, and then I had to move everything around for the Annies. That's how it goes. Get some jewels. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. Wait, why do I have an extra jewel? Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, we got our facet for good luck. Is it an extra 40-15? Oh, I'm using 2 facets. Alright, I'll swap 1 facet out. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. Alright. Let's you just had your 3rd kid. Any advice? I mean, I only have 2, so I feel like you should be advising me. Good luck. Remember, it's gonna be tough with the additional kids, but it's super fun and it's worth it in the end. Okay. What's up, YouTube? Mr. Lamissy here, and today we're going to be crafting 50 caster amulets to see if we can land something big. Looking for that nice 220 with some GG mods. We've had some rough luck in the past with our crafts. I've crafted hundreds of caster ammies and still not hit a super GG, so let's see what we can do. We've got our stuff set up. First time's the charm. Oh, 1-6. Not gonna do it. 2-5 for the druid with some light res, little mana. Yeah, it's okay. It's nice to at least see some plus to skills right there. And we also just hit a 16 FCR, which is also nice to see. Little life as well. You know, you want to get the 10 FCR roll plus the additional FCR. It doesn't always have to be 20. Sometimes there can be some really nice 219s, 217s, different things. So, just need the combination. Nothing there. Some nice res on it, though. 2 to shape shifting. Again, nice res. Some mana steal, but kind of lacking overall. Ooh, 2 Pally, 5 FCR with 31 light res. Darn. 2 lightning, 5 FCR, 64 to mana, and 39 fire res. Again, like, you know, give it better FCR, and it's actually not terrible right there for the light source. Now, The reason I kind of thought this could be really fun as something to do a little bit more often. Dang, 18 all res. This is one of those that like somebody could use as a temp in a way, right? Because if you think about what is Amara's, it's 2 to all skills with, 20 to 30 all res. Basically, 5 all attributes. And this is 2 to cold skills for a source, 18 all res. So if you're a cold source, you don't have Amara's yet, maybe the 6 FCR, you somehow were at 100 FCR and need 5 more, who knows. Not bad. 9 FCR, nothing else going. We got a good seed, don't worry about it, cools. And 100 to mana. It's cool to see. Unfortunately, nothing else there. So, first
Mr.
10.
Lama, Mr. Lama, I have a question.
What's
what
up?
is the best Merc aura for a Pitzerker?
For a Pit Zerker. Well, you're not doing any physical damage there. So... Well, I guess it's a conversion of physical to magic. So will the might actually affect it prior to the conversion? Yeah. So actually might aura is probably best then. Oh, wait. I forgot a row of Rals. I was like, man. Oh, I have double amulets. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. There we go. Good call. I forgot. All right. 17 MF. Sorry, I can try and stay on them a little bit longer. 40 fire res. Nice to see. Nothing else on there. 2 to barb. 8 FCR with 30 light res. That's actually not bad. That one's also one that could be used by somebody. Nice ghouls. But yeah, I thought, it'd be fun if we did like a daily or every other day or whatever it was, did some more like crafting videos where we, crafted various things, rings and ammies or gambled boots or identified annihilises, whatever, right? Just kind of like fun on those sorts of things. It's a fun part of the game that I feel like we don't see a lot of success from, but it's still fun. 35 life. Otherwise, again, nothing really there. 2 to cold, 6 FCR with 15 all res. This is pretty much the exact same amulet from before. Just 6. Very similar. Oh my gosh. All right, fine. I'll make a new game for Cooley. He wants me to make a new game. Just for you. 1 to Marshall, 9 FCR, 48 to life. I like that life total. I like that life total. 7 FCR, 6 all res, 42 cold res with teleport charges. That's a fun little thing at the bottom. Oh, I still have my best Annies so far. I didn't even realize I still had that up. Yeah, we rolled some sick Annies from the Annie video. Teleport charges can be really nice. Ooh. 1, 9, 29 mana, 12 all res. Ah, darn. Darn, darn, darn. Yeah, the Mana Steel bumping that level up hard, huh? 15 FCR. Ah. Dang. Ooh. A 210, but only 19 fire res. Dang. There's really nothing else there. Still, again, this is one of those... It could be used, It's nice to have a 210 for a Necro. I wish that had even a little bit more. I could potentially use that on my PvP Necro sometimes. Nothing here. Pretty sad. Oh! Our first 20! Oh. Our first 20, but it leaves me dead. Gosh dang it. I dislike it. Oh! $16! Again, there is a 10 FCR roll, and then there is the roll of 5 to 10 FCR. So when you hit anything over 10, it means you obviously always get your 5 to 10, but then you got your additional 10 plus 18 all res. Ah. Required level 94. Wow. What is making that level 94 required? Bone? What? Why is the Bone Spirit charges? My goodness. If that was a 210 with the 14 dex, 19 life, 19 mana, that could actually be like decently useful there. Nothing there for us. Nothing there. 16 dex is nice. 1 druid, 8 FCR, 10 FCR, 9 all res, 37 mana. Alright, 30 down. We got 120 FCR roll. Yo! Technologic with 20 gifted subs. Holy cow. Oh, I was hoping that would be like the sickest roll ever to go with it and we could just freak out for all of it. Dang, Technologic. Mwah! Kisses to you. 6 all res, 34 fire res, 38 poison res, some strength. Dang. 1 barb, 6 FCR, some res. 1 to cold skills. Oof. 3 all res. Wow, I didn't even know you could roll 3 to all res. Is that the lowest possible roll? I thought 5 was the minimum here. 36 life. I mean, that's got some nice hits on it of things, but just all terrible rolls. Ah! A 19 FCR. Why don't you ever pair skills with the FCR? Why don't you pair skills, game? 2 to summons. Meh. 9 FCR, life, mana, tri-res. 7 FCR, dex res, energy. 5 FCR, good res. But and a 1 Amazon 6 FCR. Dang. Lowest Aura's affix is 3 to 7. So that is as low as it goes. Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. Alright, that's 40 down. Dang it! Another one! Hit the 15. I need to put materials in the corners to maximize chances. Wow! A 210 with 25 MF. Maybe you're right. Shadow Disciplines. 2 to Amazon skills. 10% chance to cast level 3 Hydra when struck. It's kind of fun. That's a pretty decent chance. Level 3 Hydra sucks and does nothing, but it's fun to see. 100, 6%. 14 all res, 46 mana. But the top is garbage. Let's just put it together. Wow. Level 95? For what? 6% lifesteal? That's the only thing I can think of, but jeez, 6% lifesteal puts it at level 95? Wow. That's wild. 1/9 Pally with 13 all res, 2 to strength. Oh, just nothing there. Six FCR. All right, here's the lucky one. We're using a facet. Facet in the corner. Oh! 2/5. Whammy. Well, pretty rough 50. The best we got was the 210 right here with 19 fire res, which, like I said, is usable in some capacity. There were a couple other ones that were, you know, medium at best. Llama 4, password 1, I think, if you want to come pick them up and maybe there's something you want from that grouping. There were a couple source ones, cold source ones that, like I said, if you don't have Amaras or anything. Otherwise, yeah, well, we struck out there, unfortunately. But there you go, Jeremiah. Enjoy, or if you just want gold. Struck out there, but we'll get them next time. GG. And yes, one final note. I am level 90. True. I am level 90, but those were gambled amulets from a level 98. So normally if you are crafting by yourself and gambling amulets by yourself, you need to be at least level 93 because it is your level and the item's level, and gambling will be plus or minus 5, well, minus 5 plus 4, to your level when you gamble an amulet. So the amulet could be 88. If you're 93, then it'll average down correctly. If you're 92 and you get an 87, then you'll average down to an 89 on one of the 10 amulets. If you're level 90 and I gamble an amulet, I could gamble a level 85 amulet, and then I could get down to, right, and I need it to at least be eye level 90 to make sure I can hit +2 to all skills on every amulet. So whenever you're gambling amulets, you want to be at least level 93 for gambling and crafting. Otherwise, you won't always be able to hit the +2 skill affix. So in this case, like I said, I'm 90, so I went and got a higher level to gamble the amulets for me. So the average between us will be, between the amulets that I'm crafting on, will be high enough. Anyways, with that being said, YouTube, I'll see you in the next one. Peace, everybody. All right. Let's do... I want to start that right now. It's maybe a little late for it. Yeah, we can do normal. For my single player solo stuff on hardcore Palace, should I go with Vengeance or Zeal? Probably. I mean, they're both fun and unique in their own ways. I would say try Vengeance out. Vengeance is really fun. It's a unique style for sure. Again, Technologic with 20 gifted subs. You crazy. Thank you so much. Mwah. Absolutely insane. I really appreciate it. All right, let's do this. What's up, YouTube? Mr. Lemessy here, and today we're going to be starting off the hammerdin guided playthrough in Diablo 2 Resurrected. It is actually mind-blowing to me that I do not have a hammerdin guided playthrough in Diablo 2 Resurrected. I only have the one from LOD. I could have sworn that I had done one in D2R, but I guess not. So let us start the character here. Hammerdin. Thank you, Cinder. And let's talk through. Paladin is a strong class, right? He's got it all. This is probably the best overall class in Diablo 2. He gets 3 life per vitality point, which is really nice. He has insanely good blocking, especially with Holy Shield. I can go to this really fast and move myself out of the way. Holy Shield gives crazy good blocking. There's a ton of different builds you can do for him. But we will do Hammer Time, Solomon, thank you, with the strongest, probably arguably strongest build of the Paladin, the most iconic build of the Paladin, I feel like, and go from there. So let's go ahead and start the character out. I'm going to set it to players 8. If you want to change the player count, this is in offline mode. You can type /players space 1 to 8, and it will simulate as if there are more or less players in the game. Less down to the 1, right? All the way up to players 8. So on players 8, all of the monsters are going to have a lot more health, but they're also going to drop more items. They're going to deal more damage. They're going to give me more experience, etc. So being on a higher player count early on can be really nice just to kind of speed things up a little bit. You do not have to do this. You can stay on players 1 the entire time that you play through the game. It is totally fine. Again, if you are offline, you're going to be staying on players 1 anyways. But this is just something that you can do in the offline mode, is this. We will find the den. I'm going to put my first point into sacrifice and set that as my swing. It actually has a really nice damage in the early game. So we will start with this. And I'm actually going to take you guys through the same build that I used for speedrunning with a slight twist to it. So we will actually start out. Second point will go to Might Aura. Crazy, man, dog. We'll go to Might Aura here, and I'm just picking up stuff that's worth gold. Right? Right now, my main agenda, I don't really care for a shield, is getting enough money so I can buy a scepter, because scepters just hit harder. Sometimes the scepters are too expensive. If that's the case, you can just go back to the Cold Plains, come back to town, the shop will refresh. You can keep shopping till you find one for 350 gold. Since I have extra gold, I will also go ahead and buy these, and we'll get a couple stamina potions. Points, we're going to jam vitality for the most part to start, but we will put in some energy actually. Energy is really useful with the start. And like I said, I'm going to show you more of the speed run, and I'm also on players 8 in the den here, and I'm going to stick on that because you can see just with Might Aura and Sacrifice, I do 20 to 44 damage per shot. which is insane to do at level 3, right? It's like an absurd amount of damage at level 3, but that's just how it is between those two. So I can stay on players 8 and one-shot most things and two-shot many. But it's, you do a lot of damage early on. So pretty much every other character, you're going to drop the player count when you go in the den. But this one, your early damage is just so much. So yes, there are essentially a few different ways that you can work towards hammers. Because again, Blessed Hammer is level 18, right? So if I'm going to be a hammerdin, but starting out, I can't just be a hammerdin, right? I have to like work into being a hammerdin. So what am I doing for the first 17, 18 levels? And there's a few options. Number one is just going like Holy Fire, right? You can just go Holy Fire with Zeal if you want or whatever. Holy Fire does insane early damage. It's probably my recommendation to you all, but I think I have a Zeal Paladin playthrough where I do that already, at least for that start. And so I want to change it up a little bit here and we'll do a different build. But if that's it, literally just every point you can just put into Holy Fire. You can put earlier points into Resist Fire for the added fire damage, and then you'll just do hundreds of damage every swing. You can have 1 point in Zeal and you're good to go, right? Otherwise, for us here, I'm going to put this third point into Smite. The reason is at level 12, I do want to get Charge because Charge is really useful. And we will just continue with a little bit more Vitality right now. When I'm going in the den, I'm mainly focusing on killing these shamans first because they do resurrect all their low fallens. And we will just keep moving and grooving here. So, kill everything in the den. You should be able to get close to level 6 coming out of the den, which is ideal. So yeah, I said you could go Holy Fire. You could also do a Thorns build if you wanted, where you just let stuff hit you and die. It's kind of a fun one to do. And then you can do, you know, if you wanted, you could do like Smite, whatever. But in this one, we're going to do Holy Bolt, which has its ups and downs, and I will show you and talk about those as we go through them. 2 monsters remain, and here they are. New ladder starts December 6th. Okay, so we finished the den. Once you get the light, you're good to go. We'll go talk to Akara. I'll identify some stuff, get a little bit more gold. I'll get some mana potions here. Make sure I get some stamina potions as well, which I already have. And we are good to go. We can save these points here. And I'll go Vitality. So I will do Energy in the next piece. I'm still players 8. And my goal here is still get to level 6. So I'm just going to kind of kill some random dudes as I run around Cold Plains until we hit 6. Now at 6, I get a point into Holy Bolt. And your next point you can honestly put into whatever. If you want, you can put it into Resist Cold, just so you can't be colded. You can put it into Thorns if you want. You can put it into Holy Fire for the pulsing. I think it's kind of fun to have in Thorns. Let monsters hurt themselves as they attack you. And it's not a lot, but it'll be, you know, a little bit here and there. Additionally, I'm going to set Holy Bolt as my main, and I'm going to put some points into energy now. So again, Holy Bolt. Let's talk a little bit about it. It used to not be nearly as good, but they buffed it in D2R, so it deals damage to demons and undead. So the really nice thing about that is now you get a lot more mobs that you're able to kill with it. And the beautiful thing is, one, it's pretty strong. I'm on players 8. I can knock mobs out pretty quickly. It has an AoE because it just shoots straight through, right? So I can line them all up and shoot back, and that can be really nice. Now, what are the downsides of Holy Bolt? It only hits demons and undead. So, thankfully in Act 1, a majority of the monsters are going to be demons or undead. And you can see right here, this is a boss group. We'll go ahead and fight them. But if there were, for instance, some raptors, those birds flying around out here, we would not be able to hit them. So we would have to skip them. Right? The problem, Holy Bolt Piercing is new in D2R as well. Oh, there you go. So they really buffed it in those ways. The problem is, you will not find that anymore when you get to Act 2. So in Act 1, it's like, hey, this is nice. In Act 2, pretty much none of the monsters are demons and undead. There's like so few of them. So you can't really take this build. And we're just going to continue Holy Bolting, and we will save that 1 point for charge at level 12, by the way. Also, I will go more energy. Now, the entire Arcane Sanctuary, some of the Halls of the Dead, a couple of the bird groups in the outside world. So you can find them. But for the most part, stuff you're running across is not going to be a demon or undead. And you literally will have no way to kill them, with the exception of letting them kill themselves by attacking your thorns. Thankfully, we can get to level 18 before we get to Act 2 with this build, because we can kill stuff all on players 8. And you can see right there. Just level up again. That's great. So we can get to hammers before we get there. Or if you did like in speedrun strategies, you rush to the Arcane Sanctuary, and then you kind of switch into hammers and then go back and do the other pieces. So there are some strategies for, you know, how to do it. And I won't be taking you guys through that exactly, because I don't want it to be too crazy. That's something that I don't think belongs in a guided playthrough, where it's like, okay, now you're in Act 2 and you have to like zip past all the mobs in the Viper Temple and not fight them because you can't fight them, and that's too much. So instead, we're just going to get to level 18 here in Act 1, and then we will move forward. Now, what am I stopping to kill? Why am I stopping to kill it? The main thing that I'm focusing on is things like this right here. Chaos Drool, right? Any of the boss groups that have unique boss names, Stone Maim right here, I want to kill him, and I want to kill all of his minions. You can see these say undead-minion. The minion piece, very important there, right? So I want to kill them. The reason is because they give 500% experience. Okay. So they're a higher level in the area, and then additionally they give 500% experience.
Help me.
And then when you're on
Just
players
found a
8,
unique
that's even
sacred
more.
armor in the pit. If it's Tyriel's might, we'll donate 100.
Dang.
Stand by.
Bro, I was hoping it was Tyriel's either way for you anyways. That's crazy. Good luck. Give you the 5. Is that 500% or plus 500%? I don't know. Probably just 500%. Either way, it's a lot more experience. So I will generally kill either big groups of things But you can see like Spike Fiends are not demon or undead, so I do not hurt them. So I do not fight them. But these are demons. These are demons. There's a lot of demons in Act 1, Act 4, Act 5 is where you'll find them. Act 2 and 3, you do not find many demons or undead. When we get to the Black Marsh here, our main goal is to find the waypoint and the tower. Thought it might be a river map. Unfortunate. And I can, like I say, if I want, I can kill some groups of, you know, little mobs here and there. You can always kill as much or as little as you want. Champions are 300% experience, so they're not quite as good as the unique packs. Some champion packs are champion fallens and beetles and those ones, but only the ones that have like minions with them. Doesn't say minion, but they have that. But otherwise, they can still be really nice. No way, Technologic! Get out of here! You found Tyraels? What? Let's go!
Tyraels, my pog, 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 pog.
That's insane. GG, dude. What a find. Give that guy the clap. Technologic with the Tyraels Might and the Hondo Dono. Wow. I mean, just crazy in all sorts of ways. Let's go, man. That's sick. Tyraels Might's still some of my best memories. When Moo Girl found it with me. In terms of items, all I really want, you're shaking. I get it. Trust me, I get it. You want a 2 open socket helmet and 2 open socket armor. This is going to be for, oh, there's the tower right above it. Stealth, Talon, Ethrune will go in here. This is actually really useful in this character. The FCR is super nice. And the FRW and such. And then the cap, you can make a lore runeward later on with that. You can also just put like Ral or Tier whatever in there for some like fire res, for whatever. So honestly, many times I like to grab multiple 2 open socket caps if I can, just so I can have like one that I use now. And one that I, you know, will then save for Lore Helm and Nightmare later. You could make it Nadir as well in it if you wanted. I'm not super hot on Nadir, but I mean, it's fine. So we're going to run the tower for the runes. This is going to be the best place to get the runes, right? So we will do that. I am going to, again, continue all points to Holy Bolt, with the exception of the 1 bonus point I'm saving. We will put into charge when we get there. On the tower floor, you will have 0 boss groups sometimes, very rarely, but it does happen. I'd say maybe like once every 20 floors or something. You'll have a floor without a boss group. The rest of the time you generally have 1 boss group, with the exception of sometimes when you have a very specific L-shaped tile, I like to call it, it'll come with a boss group most of the time. So you can get 2 boss groups on that level sometimes. And there we go. We now have Holy Bolt in charge.
Another guided playthrough.
And we'll do some more energy and energy, just to give ourselves a little bit more. Thank you. Hey, move. Hey, yo. We'll go ahead and grab the small charms. Grab the amulet. I really want to find just more like FCR gear, honestly. So we'll see what we can get. And then I'll go ahead and start going back to vitality now. I'm up to 35 energy. You could go more energy as well if you want. You could go up to 45, 50, whatever. Okay, now, before we kill the Countess, I'm going to drop to players 1. The reason, you can spawn her on players 8, that's fine. But you need to kill her on players 1. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Why during... Never during the speed runs. But every time when we... It's ridiculous. Okay. Alright. So we just got a first try stealth. You can make it while you're wearing it, but obviously I don't get the benefit until I actually turn 17. Also, I have this tier rune. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my helm for now because 2 mana per kill is really nice. Again, really looking for FCR here. That's just crazy, man. 3 light res. I like that on charm. 2 to energy I'll take. So really, mana, life, FCR. Kind of the main things I'm aiming for. I can't believe that. You probably are not going to get a first try stealth. You'll probably have to do many times down there. And like I was saying before, the Countess you want to kill on players 8 or players 1. Because she actually has a weird drop table where it's different from every other monster in the game. Where you'll have a better chance of getting her rune drops on a lower player count. If you kill her on players 8, you will most likely get 1 rune drop. It's like almost guaranteed. It's very rare you get more than 1. But on players 1, you'll get 2, you'll get 3, sometimes you get 4. I'm going to go ahead and do another tower run. You don't have to. As soon as you get the stealth, you can definitely move forward. But I'm going to do another one just for the experience, right? Like, killing the boss groups is really nice here. So, that is not true, binary. Whenever you go down on player count, you can set her. Basically, player count always takes the lowest value of whichever one has all the things that have spawned with her. Hey, another 2 socket if we want it. Okay. There's another boss group there, and then again, we will kill her on players 1. And just an Ethrin this time. So, you can farm here as much as you'd like. Once you get to 17, the tower really starts to become ineffective. So I wouldn't really recommend killing stuff much beyond that. But until level 17, you can do a lot. Go have a ball. Okay. We will continue forward. Oh my gosh, Technologic. Go farm the Countess though. Or I mean the Andy. Alright. So there's boss group again. This is also an area I like to kind of pick up mobs and shoot back anyways. Can be nice. I also like to collect chip gems, and the reason is because you can use them to re-roll later, which can give you some chances at getting plus to blessed hammers, which can be very useful. Now, additionally, especially because this is a guided playthrough and whatever, for many of you guys, you may not care to be 100% solo self-found with this, right? You might be fine sharing some gear over. You might be fine sharing some gold over, whatever it is. So you can shop for some plus to Blessed Hammer later on. And that can be really nice. And something I'd actually recommend you do prior to 18 if you really want, just to be able to see it a little bit better. But regardless, I also like the Imbue quest to try and hit some plus Blessed Hammers as well. But again, that's because I'm not going to be sharing anything over, so that's just going to be if I get it. If I get it, I get it. If not, we don't. So we'll kill some champions. This is the champion shaman pack I was talking about. That's really good because each one of these little guys as well, the little fallens, actually gets the 300% experience bonus as well. So there's actually a lot of experience in these groups. Whereas the other champion groups, not nearly as exciting.
This will help the sisters turn
okay,
the tide against
so we level up, we're 16. And we will head down. We got the Malice. I like to get that. You don't have to, again, optional, but I like using it for an imbue. On this character, for some, you know, it can be useful. Okay, so there's actually a boss group. You can see. So there's a boss group in this hidden area. I bet you didn't know there was a hidden area right there that you could actually access through that wall. You might have known the other one, but a lot of people don't know about that one. Always fun little secrets to learn in this game. Okay, level 1 done. Jail level 2. More champions. Again, not quite as good for experience, but still something nice. You just picked up D2R. Nice. Yeah, it's on sale right now. Maybe not right now for those watching on YouTube, but is that secret area always in the jail? If you have that tile, that secret area is there, yes. But you won't always have that tile, no. D2R goes on sale often. Also, level 2, I'm going to head over here because there's a boss, guaranteed boss group on level 2 over here. And since we want to hit 18 before we get out of this act, there's that tile again. We will come over here and do so. Okay. So just more fun experience to be had. No boss here, just a random group. Now, whenever I'm looking for money, things that I like to pick up are staves, orbs, and you know, you can find some nice necro heads or wolf heads. You can find scepters, wands, anything with plus skills is really nice. Additionally, armors can be good. The kind of heavier the armor, the better, right? When you start getting your like breastplates and scale mails, and I know breastplate is technically light armor, but you know, scale mails and chain mails and splint mails and all that stuff, they'll start being worth a few thousand. And then once eventually you start working into the higher level, right, your exceptionals and elite armors, your serpent skin armors and worm hides and all those things, then the values start to get even more. So can be a nice way to pick some of that up and get some more gold. Is Holy Bolt better than Zeal / Holy Fire? So, like I say, I would recommend Holy Fire for ease, but since I already have that with the Zeal guided playthrough, I wanted to offer another alternative. Plus, I feel like Holy Bolt and hammers kind of go more hand in hand anyways. Right. Holy Bolt is technically faster and used in speedruns, but Magisto with the 200 biddies. Thank you so much. So Hawk Helms, Fanged Helms, those can be good for money as well. And we now have our stealth active also, which is really nice. I'll continue killing bosses. And again, this is me only really killing bosses and just going through 2 towers. And I'm already 17 and a half, coming up on 18. So getting to 18 in Act 1's really not that difficult for this character. Which is nice. No level 2 there. When you find it, you gotta get naked. Oh yeah, Technologic does not have any clothes on right now, since he found the materials. Something that could be interesting talked about is difference between hardcore and softcore prioritization. So really it's just like a mega focus on survivability, right? I can't quite respec, I'm not 18 yet. That is really the big difference. I am majorly focused on survivability. Now let's put these on, I guess. When I am playing hardcore. More so than anything, right? That's like everything. When I'm playing softcore, you can take more risk. You can go for more damage. You can go for, you know, just go for the plus skills instead. So a great example might be in softcore, I'm wearing a lore helm. +1 all skills, 30 light res, some mana per kill, etc. Right? 10 energy. In hardcore, I'm probably putting on a 3-socket helm and putting Ral Ort in it to get 90 resistances instead to top up my lightning res and get my fire better, right? Like, I'm doing more of those sorts of things. Also, level 2, you can grab the waypoint if you want. You know, normal Indario is not like an amazing person to farm. But you can find some Blood Fists, you can find some Hisaris boots and belts, you can find some basic pieces. So, it's not horrible. What a week, what a year you found Tyrios, mate. Let's see, you said, I found Death's Fathom, Burr Rune, sold your almost perfect torch. That's right, you said you sold your like 1820 torch or whatever. But now you got Tyrios, so. That's insane. GG. So yeah, that's the biggest difference. And then probably as well how much stuff you kill. I would say, softcore versus hardcore. In hardcore, I'm leveling up more, I'm killing more things, and I'm also killing more stuff before I advance, like through an area. So what I mean by that is, in softcore, thank you, Angry, I might like run past a boss first and then turn around to fight it. In hardcore, I'm not always going to do something like that, because a lot of times when I do that, it ends up being a bad idea. I die, right? Because then there's another boss group beyond it, and then I'm kind of in this really unsafe spot. Angry Viking, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Reminding everybody in chat they may have a Prime sub available that they can use here. Okay, should be right there, yeah. Now, before I go down to fight Andariel, I can go down to players 1, I can go down to players 3. Players 8's probably a little rough. I'll actually kill her on players 3, try and get a few more drops if I can. Players 3 is like a real sweet spot for killing any bosses, if you can. If it takes too long, just go players 1.
Bezos money.
Bezos money. GG, thank you. And we'll grab that. Mwah! Thank you, John's Lord. We'll come back. I'm going to put these chip gems away. Put the ruby away there as well. We'll identify some stuff. Hey, 10 FCR. That's why we really go after... Oops. I also want mana per kill, so that's also really nice. And another 10 FCR piece. Perfect. This is why we're so eager to pick up all of these things. 1, they're worth money. But 2, can just be really nice to get the FCR pieces. So now we have 2 FCR pieces and a mana per kill. That's like fabulous. I'm actually pretty upset that I don't have that on my speedrun. First run stealth plus those. MTG Lego! Thank you very much. We can come back, pick up some more things for money. We can go turn in the imbue. And we can actually hit an imbue as well as some other stuff. So this is where the chip gems are going to come in, right? We're level 18, we're heading into Act 2. So, first things first, anything worth less than 5,000 gold I will sell here. Anything worth more than 5,000 gold I can save until Act 2 or Act 3 whenever it's, you know, worth more gold. Again, this is assuming that you are playing through the game and you actually are not sharing any gold over or anything, right? So, with that, what I'm going to do now... By the way, give yourselves a clap for completing Act 1 if you didn't already. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just rinse and repeat with some shopping of cheap scepters. I'm looking for really cheap blue scepters. I can also just go to Act 2 and do this. So maybe we just do that. With Drogden here. And basically I'm looking for as many divided by 3 as chip gems that I have. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. So I'm looking for 3 to 4 of these because they won't always roll perfect. So there's cheap, there's cheap. And here is where, wow, a lot of cheap ones. I'll go ahead and buy another just because it's so cheap. Here's where I also recommend, if you have the gold, and you like you're sharing gold across and stuff, you can shop these for plus blessed hammer themselves. You can just literally come here and look and try and find something plus blessed hammer. There's 10 to energy, 2 mana per kill. So I'm going to use that in the event that none of these work. I'm also going to look for a white scepter that we can imbue. So let me find a cheap white scepter. 6,600 is a little much. I just want like a 350 There you go, 368. One to concentration right there, so that could be okay. But they get expensive. I'm not going to have enough gold to afford that. Let me see if this sells. Yep, 69.66. I'll also buy a belt just to increase the number of potion slots we can have. Sometimes I like to pick up gloves or boots that have like magic find on them. I'll put 10 vitality and we'll put on the magic find. Okay, so now we will put these over here. We will go back and we will respec. We are level 18, almost 19, and 18 is a little weak. It's really, the first level is a little rough, so being a higher level definitely helps. We'll go ahead and go up to 35 strength. I'm going to put 5 points in energy. You can do 0, 5, 10, kind of up to you, and the rest in vitality. Additionally, if you have a nice shield, if you want to go into max block, you can do that there. 18 too early for scepters or for hammers. It can be, just because level 1 hammer is not, it's like once it gets a couple levels, it's really much better, which is why I like having a couple plus blessed hammer points somewhere. So we'll go ahead and put 1 point into charge, 1 point into blessed hammer, or as many as you can. 1 point into vigor, or as many as you can. Rest into concentration, and then the rest into blessed aim after that. So this is going to give us the most kind of damage at level 18. If you're at 19, you should have 2 points concentration, 2 points vigor, 2 points blessed hammer, and the rest into blessed aim. We will set these up, put these here, and we just need to get potions. So we're going to get a lot of mana potions here. And we're going to head out, and we will go back to players 8. There's some champions. Shenry 74, thank you so much. And we'll just do some killing. Pick up some more potions. So if I was still Holy Bolt here, I would have no chance. I wouldn't be able to kill any of these mobs whatsoever. But since we're hammers, we can. And you can see, it's not like we do no damage. It's just, it doesn't feel nearly as good as once you get a couple levels in. So we have a boss right up there. That should also get us to the next level. Put that point into hammers, and we'll put the point into concentration. So you could also put it into vigor if you wanted. That would also work just fine. Okay. Perfect. You got a 27 roll on your Fathom. Nice. Another boss group means more time killing. And really, when you have stuff like, you know, you've got the waypoint and things, I mean, you can come back and you can kill, A, you can kill more of these guys. B, you can go and reset, right? Every time I get a waypoint here, I can reset, come back in, kill the boss groups in the area, rinse and repeat. So you can really spend some time leveling if you want, which is really nice. I'll also grab the chainmail just for some gold. Like I talked about, can be really nice. Beetles are not bad experience if you just want to kill them, but they can be a little deadly. There's the maggot lair. We'll come back for the maggot lair later. Mostly because it's just like rough to go through. I mean, I guess we could do it now. I'd rather get the cube and try and get +1 to hammers at least before I do that. So now that we got this waypoint, I'm actually going to go back to the Dry Hills and go searching for the Hall to the Dead first. There we go. Now, Halls of the Dead really does not have much worth killing, so you can even drop to players 1 in here if you want. Kind of up to you. Level 3 might just be down there. Let's see. Nope. To the left. Okay. Like here we can see if this boss even is worth much experience. Yeah, it's okay. So the final boss is worth a little bit. But really beyond that, and even that's not that great of experience. So we can kill there. We already have enough strength for the large shield. Okay. Sure, why not? 4 all res. Doesn't really matter much, but it gives us some increased blocking actually if we had wanted to get more into max block. Okay. I like to come back and shop because you can find things like this. 10 light res, 3 to life. Out here, that's great. 18 cold res on these gloves. My current gloves kind of do nothing. So I'm going to take 18 cold res. There's a 2-socket helm. Like, you can find a lot of nice things just from there. Additionally, we now have our cube, so we can now do these rolls. So this is how you roll it. You take a scepter, or a wand, or a staff, or whatever weapon. You put it in the cube. I actually want to save my topaz. You mix it with 3 chip gems, and it will socket the item. And when it sockets it, it re-rolls it. Thus, these are now gaining vengeance here. That one gained nothing there. And that one gained 1 to concentration, 1 to vengeance. So we actually gain +1 to concentration just by doing that. Or I can keep the energy and mana per kill, which is pretty enticing, honestly. So it's a nice way to chance at rolling +3 to Blessed Hammers. Additionally, those are all worth money, right? So I can now sell those in Act 3 for 15,000 a pop, which gets us some extra gold, or I can sell them even later. Oh yeah, let's imbue. So because I didn't hit any plus to hammers, I'm going to imbue this. Try and hit plus to hammers here. We do not. We do get 10 FCR, 10 energy, 8 mana, which is not bad there. Again, more money. So these 3 right here are worth some money, which is nice. We've got those 2, which we can roll in the future if desired. Otherwise, we can head back here. So we will go ahead and head down into the maggot lair. Which can be very annoying. So it's going to be probably a little slow down here. Especially when you're moving in this direction to the bottom right. You're going to have to reposition a lot of times. This is not the hammerdin's best area whatsoever. Maggot Lair is never a good time. Another point Blessed Hammer. But this character really doesn't enjoy it. So, just something to note. This is the worst area for this character, yes. For sure. Didn't realize I had so many mana potions still. So something I like to actually do is use force move to get up closer to them, because sometimes it can be really tricky to try and like not click on them, but click yourself to move forward. So if you press the E key, your character will just move and won't do anything but move. And you can move up close. Additionally, you'll see me still collecting chip gems, because 3 more chip gems is another chance to roll plus blessed hammers, which can be really nice. There's a ring mail, which is worth money. Plus money is also, of course, very helpful, very nice. I really want to be able to have like 60, 70k when I'm in Act 3 so I can get a teleport charges staff. So if I'm picking up armors and imbuing the scepters and rolling the scepters, getting plus skills in them, that can be a nice way to get my character boosted up. Also, the reason that I had said I'm going to keep the chip topaz, if I had an extra gem to keep, was because 3 thols and a chip topaz makes an amrune, and I do want spirits when I get to nightmare. So, of the ones to keep, that is the one. Okay. Yeah, Bone Necker actually kind of enjoys that area. He crushes it pretty well. Alright, that shield's not really much for us, so we'll just do that. And we'll continue buying more potions. For buying potions, I am literally left-clicking and then left-clicking again. And I'm spamming enter and left-click at the same time to buy fast, but it's pixel perfect. If you move your mouse even a tiny bit, it won't work anymore. Player tape, and you have to like click again with it. So it can be annoying. Just note that. And there we go. That's another chipped gem, which means we have another chance to roll. You're having trouble finding a 4-socket sword? Yes. So generally, for a 4-socket sword, your best bet, if you can't find it and you're willing to use your socket quest, is go to normal cows, get a crystal sword, broadsword, or longsword from normal cows, and socket quest it. Beyond that, you can go anywhere in Nightmare and beyond and just find it, or if you find a white broadsword or longsword, then you can use that for the crystal sword as well. Or not crystal sword, to get 4 sockets with your socket quests. Why did they remove the ability? It's actually just a bug, I think, with the new UI. It's slightly off-centered. So whenever you click, the yes is not in an ideal spot. It's a resolution issue. There you go. Yeah, in old graphics, it's easier to do. It still hasn't been fixed. But hey, maybe by the time some people are out there watching this guided playthrough, that will no longer be an issue. And they'll have fixed it. Maybe though. Maybe they'll also have put in a bunch of new items and given us runes and to stack and made Act 6 as well. That's unfortunate. My character got stuck on top. Sometimes your character just will get like knocked or weirdly get stuck on things. If that's the case, you can just TP to town and come back. If I could add one thing, what would it be? I mean, it would have to be like stacking stuff, right? Just like such a big quality of life. Gem and rune stacking. Act 6 storyline and boss? I don't even know, man. Kill some boss group here. And some minions. Get some more experience. I just feel like that would be such a nice thing to have. Nephrune. Another point to hammer. The rest of our points here are just going to go to Blessed Hammer until it's done. And then we'll start putting points into Vigor. And another chipped. Okay, so we'll come here. 18 fire res with 7 MF. I like fire res more than cold res. We'll go ahead and use that. We'll also go ahead and grab another one of these and roll 2 to Holy Fire. Unfortunate. And we'll morph that together. Technologic, what in the world? My goodness! Another 50!
I am off to bed, but here is another donut to infuse good luck into your next Hell Hardcore Pally attempt.
Thank you.
World record incoming.
I hope so. I definitely felt like we had a good chance on that last run, but I didn't play Nightmare well. I played normal really well. Nightmare, I need to figure out a little bit more about where I'm leveling there. That is a good amount of diapers right there. I mean, I just bought 2 packs of diapers. 46 bucks a piece, but they had like 120 something diapers in them. 123, I think. 130. So okay, Moo Girl bought them technically, but I was there and I carried the boxes to the car, so. So yeah, that is 150 diapies right there, man. Kill our boss here. Also, why not? We'll come over here and kill this boss. Because in a guided playthrough, or just when you're playing the game, something that's really, really important and really nice is having levels. It'll just do a lot for you, I promise. So if you can spend a little bit of time over leveling, killing extra things. Here, get her on here. No, baby Andariel. Hi, sweetheart. Mwah.
No kisses.
So cute.
Okay, Darcy has to use the restroom.
Yeah.
Come on, Darcy.
Okay. Somebody had asked, you know, when are you respecking? Like I said, I'm respecking 18 here. If I'm playing Holy Fire, I'd probably go through the Maggot Lair as Holy Fire first, and then I would have respect. Just because it's less annoying. We can WSD to move now? It seems like it. Seems like that's the word. Life tap. Where else does he stream? Twitch and YouTube. Okay, there's a Ronditch. Could be nice. 9 all res. We'll take it. Dual chip gems. Also nice. Gives us some potential here. And some more. chipped. Jewel. And a ring mail, sure. We'll go another point blessed hammer. We'll identify. We'll sell 10 FCR, 18 cold res. My goodness. It's lovely. And we'll go ahead and give yet another shot for hammers. Don't get it. But it is more gold at the very least. So, something. And we can sell that. We can look at some other things. 21% MF. Sure, why not? I like more magic find. Get a few more potions. More vitality. And we'll try way number 2. There's no way to know which way the arcane is. So, unfortunately. Lama RPG when? We're working on it. Who knew developing a game took so much energy and time? Nice stat. Now, the only thing I would say generally is you want to enter Act 3. Okay, second way. Before you're level 24. And the reason is for shopping. It's not necessary, but it helps. There's another topaz. Buy 20 copies and give it to your friends. Let's go! Really appreciate it. I'm hoping it is a really fun game. Generally, to get experience in tombs, anywhere from 20 to 24. So there's plenty of experience to be gained here. I can stick players 8 down here. I can go to players 1. I'm going to go to players 1. I'm pretty satisfied with our level being level 22. So. We'll be a little careful there. And just pick up some more gold. Huge! Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Reminding everybody they have a Twitch Prime available. Or at least a check for it. Interesting map. Further up. Further up. $1,000 diapers for baby and Dario. That'll last her the month. Alright. We'll go heal and get potions. Now, something as well, because we are coming up on Dario here. Money, 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 money. Chance for Frost Nova gloves are actually kind of fun. That you can do is you can actually buy some thawing potions. And before you kill Duriel, if you chug those thawing potions, they're worth 50 cold res for 30 seconds per potion that you drink. So it's a nice way to increase your cold res. Also 10 max cold res. Nice way to increase your cold res before fighting Duriel. We'll make sure we're on players 1. We will drink this, so I have 2 minutes now of an additional 50 cold res. And at level 22, we should be able to take Duriel down pretty quickly, especially with the 77 cold res we have. Not much of an issue at all. GG. Just like that. They didn't. Nix. Congratulations. You get a clap. Completing act numero dos, as they say in Spain and France. We'll talk to Jurin. We'll do a quick little TP over to fast move ourselves across the map. And you're in Act 3. How about that? Sell, 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 sell. And lightning res 20. 10 to energy. No FCR though. We will save it because remember FCR does come in breakpoints. So, for instance, if you go to Icy Veins, where I have all my guides, you go to, is it on Gear and Runes? Is it not on this build? This is the one build that I didn't, right? Of all of them? Okay, I need to add it in. Paladin, we'll just go to Fist of Heavens then. This should have it. Here you go, breakpoints. So, the FCR breakpoints are 0, 9, 18, 30, 48, 75, and 125. What does this mean? It means if you have 50 FCR and you gain 20% faster cast rate and go up to 70 FCR, you will not cast things any bit faster. It is not until you hit 75 that you will actually begin casting faster. So it's important to know what breakpoints you're at. Same for hit recovery, same for all the things. It's important to know what breakpoints you're at. And this is just for the Paladin, by the way. Each class has its own, though some of them share, like the Necro has this as well and stuff. But it's important to know where you're at. Because then, oh, maybe I do drop 10 FCR off because it's not giving me anything and I can get 20 more light res. In this case, my FCR should be 55 right now. So dropping 10% off would actually drop me to 45. I wouldn't be on the 48 breakpoint, and it would actually be worse for me. So I do not want to do that. Now, remember how I said we want to get to this act before level 24? The reason is I want to be shopping for a teleport staff. I don't see any gifties, unless you mean the ones at the start, in which case, yes, I did. Thank you very much, Happy. So, I want to shop for a staff that is required level 24 and has teleport charges on it. You can also gift this over from another character if you have. But I only need to check the staves that are red because those are going to be a required level that I cannot be because I'm not 24 yet. If you are already level 24, the only difference is you just have to look at all of the staves instead of just the ones that are red. Now, we are looking for teleport charges, not +2 teleport sorceress only. You will see that one more often where it says, let's see if we can find one. See, there's telekinesis charges. Very similar idea, right? 33 out of 33 charges. That is what we are looking for because we can use those, but we cannot teleport using the teleport skill. granted to sorcerers only. So we'll go ahead and spend a little time shopping here. You don't have to have this, but it's beneficial. It will be very useful in a lot of different places. It can get you out of danger. It can jump you over walls. I mean, honestly, just for safety purposes, I love having it. Because there's many times where I'm like, oh, I backed myself into a corner. There's a bunch of dolls coming at me. I don't want to kill the dolls because then I'm going to die. So I just want to teleport away. Also true binary. Yep, leave it on your swap and you're good. You can also get tele charges on an amulet. You can also get tele charges on a helm with the rare, but you know, they're more rare. That's pretty rare to find. So this is your guaranteed way to find it. Now, it may take a second. Also a higher level required, exactly. Wow, binary. Disagree. Sometimes you find it on the first try. Sometimes you find it on the 10 minutes later try. But this is our fake enigma. Now, sometimes you will find it and it will be cheap, and sometimes you'll find it and it'll be crazy expensive. This is on the higher side, 120. The cheapest you'll generally find it is about 17,000. And the most expensive will be like 500,000, 600,000. But generally you're going to find it 17,000, 35,000, 65,000. So 120 is a lot. Thankfully, what did we do? But save up all of these, which got us an extra 67 grand from rolling those scepters, which gets us enough money that we can afford 120. Now, or 130. Now, if it was 300,000, 400,000, again, I could just keep resetting, trying to find another. Or even if this one was too expensive and I had time, I could do the same. Or I could just take some gold out of my shared stash if I really wanted and, you know, say, that's good enough for me. But that is, you know, a nice way. Yes, later in the game, you can also shop a tele staff and get more charges on it. That is true. And there's our jade figurine. We'll save that for later. We hit level 23, another point in Blessed Hammer. Also, Nauseous Puzzler does have teleport charges, though much higher level required. But you can find that in hell there. You never use a telestaff and never will, and that's totally fine. Like I say, this is when you're doing your own playthrough of the game, you get to decide your own rules. What's fun, what's not fun for you. Does that feel like it's shortcutting too much, you know? Like I say, for me, it's nice to save some time in some small areas. I've also beaten this game thousands of times, so I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with jumping ahead a little bit. But also just for safety. It's a really great way to save yourself in some tight areas. It's also a great way to die in some areas because you teleport into a pack, so you get a little bit of everything, huh? I'm just on players 1 still right now. You can be a higher player count if you want, but I generally at this point like to wait until I go to the Flare Jungle to increase the player count again. Can't imagine blind teleporting on hardcore. Oh, I do it all the time. I also die a lot, right? So the thing about it, 1 to combat skills. Are you kidding me? Wow. Just of course on the speed run, right? Like, kill me. Or the guided playthrough and never on the speed run. Insane. That's dumb. So I will drop an FCR breakpoint, but I'll go ahead and swap out 2 of those pieces. Just drop the 1, and we will get the +1 combat skills, I guess. That's so wild. In game. All right, more vitality. So we got the eye, and now we'll go look and see if we can get the Flare Jungle, or if we're just going to go into the Great Marsh. Okay. Seeming Great Marshy, but if this connects up through, it could still go Flare Jungle. I'm guessing Great Marsh is just going to be right over there. So there could be some connection. None there and there. How about on the down? Okay. Just connects here and we'll have the Great Marsh. So that's totally fine. Can't believe we got a plus to combat. Literally all the speedruns I've done, can't find it to save my life. It's all I want right there. Plus to Paladin skills, plus to combat. So yeah, that increases our Blessed Hammer, which is really nice. More damage. Okay, and now we're in the Flare Jungle, so I'm going to go to Players 8. And the main reason is there's just a lot of damage to be had in the Flare Jungle. I mean, experience. Now, it can also be very nasty with these fire breathers, the shamans. So one thing that you can do if you have spare Rao runes is you can put them into your helm, right? I have an open slot in my helmet. I can put a Rao rune right there. It'll be really nice. Additionally, 2 open sockets. I can grab some, I could put a Rao rune into that. Or I could put a flawed diamond. Or just a regular diamond or whatever into the shield. I could put that, I have a ruby at home. Right? So, you know, this is where, like, you don't always have to save everything. Look, that's 22 additional fire res. Now I have 30 fire res just from my shield. And a chip diamond, 36 fire res, 14 all res. That was easy. Now I have 54 fire res overall. My res are just looking a lot better. Super nice. So don't be afraid to use some of the gems and jewels and whatever stuff you find, runes that you find along the way. You can always go farm some more of them if you need. And gear will be replaced. Like, I'm gonna get a spirit shield later on. But it doesn't mean I have to suffer completely until then, you know? So that's something I noticed a lot of people do is they hoard everything. Grab a chainmail for some gold, because we still will need some gold for potions. Skyrim potion syndrome. Exactly. You know, there's plenty of times where I will need it later. plenty of times. But then I just go back and get another one. Like, I'm also gonna set a TP just as a safety, because again, we are kind of deep here without a waypoint. So if I die here, I gotta go. I guess I actually got the Flare Jungle waypoint. I forgot that. So I'd have to go decently far back. That helps us. So wherever there is the Jid bin, we can leave a TP. And we can just continue forward and go get a waypoint somewhere. Or because I have the waypoint in the Flare Jungle already, if I wanted, I could just go down into the area right now. 1 max, 13, doesn't really do anything for us. Let's grab the armor instead. And we also are now level 14, or 24, excuse me. Which means we can put on our teleport staff. We recorded our POE 2 review, so it'll go up on YouTube probably tomorrow? Another tier rune. I will put this in my helmet as well. I really love mana per kill. Just really helps the character sustain so much. So you're gonna see me just if I can put some of that in there, I will. Oh my god. Sure, I'll grab the magic breastplate instead. A little bit more money. Now, here is, if you're looking for money as well, again, this can be a great place to get money. There's a superior breastplate that's worth some. You can find so many runes, gems, jewels, all sorts of goodies in the lower Kurost. Highly recommended to, you know, get the waypoint here if you need any gold and just want to do that. Now, obviously in Nightmare in Hell, it's even more so. So that's really like where I'd say you want to potentially farm it more. But even in normal, you can get lots of good little things. Darn, didn't see he was cursed. So we'll look for the waypoint out here. We're also going to look for the temple that faces to the bottom left and top right orientation, as that is going to be where Serena is. Right there. And I will actually come back to fight that after I get the waypoint and do the Flare Jungle or Flare Dungeon, because I don't have enough potions right now. We'll gather our rare ring, sell things for money. Wow, we got another FCR ring with resistance. It's just lovely. Everything is really nice so far. Poison reds, don't care too much. We will save these. Get some more potions. Put some gold away. Now, remember, each teleport is expensive. So, if you're going to be spamming teleport charges, you're going to go broke very quickly. It's going to be really difficult. So just be aware of that when you're using all your teleports. You want to kind of balance it appropriately. I know, right? If I had this fire res that last record attempt, we might have the hardcore record instead of dying. Grab a breastplate, why not? And some nice experience as well. All these guys to kill. Another breastplate. You can see now the fire damage is doing not nearly as much now. Sure.
I am overburdened.
And there's +1 pally skills, which is better than what we have. It is 55 strength though, which is the only downside. Yeah, Millibreak is here. It's just everything. Now going to 55 strength isn't horrible. But I'm going to be getting a spirit. You know what? We'll go ahead and go up to it. We'll go ahead and work towards that. Why not? Another Blessed Hammer. Put more gold away. Go back to the bazaar. I know, right, Pringles? And we'll go ahead and kill some baddies. Ethereal really drops the value. Okay. Grab Lemesson's Tome. That gets us 5 stats, which we can use to try and work towards the Millabrega. And this is where you know, can make adjustments, right? Would I normally always go to 55 strength? No. Did I do so in this case? Yeah. Why? Well, we had a reason to. So if you find a piece of gear that makes you feel like, you know what, I want to shift the build a little and try that, then go for it. What's the ladder news? They fixed a couple things actually, which is nice. And they gave us, I think, WASD. Otherwise, December 6th. Same day as POE 2. Which, that's a tough one. Cousinor, thank you very much. I believe D2 will have WASD. They said movement skills are bindable now. Or movement directions. Sounds like it to me. It's not mandatory, just as a thing. Okay, let's see what we got here. No, D4 doesn't have WASD. Path of Exile 2 does. And it actually felt really good in POE 2. That is a very weird place. Really trapped there. D4 does have WASD? Does it? They patched it in? Oh, okay. I guess they just patched it into both their games then. Another FCR ring. Crazy. And this is one of those cases where I have a staff that's worth, again, 15,000. It's the maximum in Act 3. So I'm actually just going to save it and sell it in a future act. We'll talk there. We'll get the golden bird, get Lamas and Stone, and go turn them both in. You actually don't have to talk to Kane, by the way. You can just completely skip him. Just go right to Alcor. You gotta talk multiple times. You'll get 5 stats, and you'll get a potion for 20 additional life. Dang, Pringles. Let's go. No Infern. None of that. Now, you don't have to do players 1 on Travancore. I'm feeling pretty strong right now, so I'm going to go ahead and stick players 1. But you can definitely go down to players 8, I mean. You can definitely go down to players 1. Because it can be annoying. They can heal each other and just be just kind of annoying in general. Okay, we'll go Slap of the Orb. And we'll kill some more dudes. Level 3. We are almost level 26, so we've really done a great job keeping our levels a little bit higher than, you know, need be. Now, if you do want to get the waypoint here, it can definitely be a decent idea. And then you can farm Mephisto multiple times, if desired. If not, also works. That's actually a pretty good map for it. I will go down to players 1 before I fight Mephisto. You could fight him on players 3 as well if you wanted, but... And I definitely could have fought him on players 3. Wow, we have a lot of damage right now because we're high level. Hey, Saigons! Everybody take a drink. We started the playthrough an hour and a half ago, maybe. So, actually pretty nice, and with us on the way to 55 strength, we could go up to 70 strength if we wanted to get the 20 fast run on 40 cold res. That might be a little higher than I'd like to be, but it is an option. Sell some things. In there. We'll go ahead and repair. We have used a few tele staff charges, so you can see 22,000. Grand Scepter. Lapsed Orb. Nothing on that. That'll be worth maybe a little money. We got another point into Blessed Hammer. I'm actually just sticking players 1 right now. If you want to go up to players 8, you can. But go back to players 1 before you get to the Plains of Despair. So you don't have to fight Isuel on players 8. Because he's just a big old tank. Plus there's a bunch of souls here that could be really annoying. Player 8 souls can be scary, yeah. Normal souls aren't that scary, but they can still be a little nasty. kill Mr. Isual here. And we'll go get our +2 to skills. Again, we can put these into concentration or vigor. I'll go ahead and put them into vigor. Kind of either or. It's not a big deal which one. So we could do some math and min-max it perfectly, but good enough. And vigor makes us run a little faster, so it is whatever there. Alright, so now we're going to go around the City of the Darned. Just look for the exit here. No real good way to find it except just run around until you find it. And looks like it was right in front of us the whole time. Classic. Classic spot to be. Okay, now, we do want to do the forge here. And the main reason being, forge gives us a rune up to Amrune. And like I said before, we really want Spirit, and because we're a Paladin, this is actually the specialty, right? The Paladin has Pally shields that can get 4 sockets early, as opposed to having to wait for a Monarch shield. We can actually run dual Spirit, which is very fabulous. So that is going to be our goal later, which means we will need 2 Amrunes, an Early Nightmare, and 2 Thol runes, and 2 Tau runes, and 2 Ort runes. So if we can get that here, that would be really nice. So let's see what we get. Rao rune. Unfortunate. So you can put some gems away, save it for later. Again, do a little repair. You can see the gold cost starting to add up for sure. And head into the River of Flame, and then Chaos Sanctuary here. Now, I don't really care about being player's aid in the Chaos Sanctuary. I actually find it's not that good of experience in normal. So I mostly am just gonna try and get through this area. And then we can kind of farm more in Act 5 if we want. But I really don't like farming in the Chaos in normal that much. Kalim's Flail? What's the final name of it? Kalim's Will? That's it. Did anything of the POE 2 presentation remind me of D2? Maybe like the summons that kind of did. Had a cool, like, older summoner feeling. With your revives and things.
I can't carry it.
I mean, I think it'll be a solid game. I've already played some of it and had a blast.
I can't carry it.
Okay. POE 2 will be free to play. So this is actually setting up hammers to all go through him at the same time there. So it's a way to get some extra damage in on Diablo.
Not enough mana.
And some gauntlets. Alright. That's nice. Do I prefer Pally playthrough or Source playthrough? I mean, I like them both for different reasons, you know. 1 to Vigor, 20 increased attack speed, 2 Vengeance. This is always a really fun Razor team. Slows target. Can be nice on Bale. And Frostburns, of course, with the increased max mana. So, potential. Potential right there, if we want to use it. But I don't know if I'll use Frosties on this character. We're going to have a lot of mana.
Good to see you.
It's kind of, but not really, Agent. I mean, in D3, you just get like all the skills all the time and stuff. And you just like pick which ones you go through. Here, you're still having to kind of go into a build a lot more. And then you have your support gems on them and stuff. Yeah, I thought it was actually really well done. Alright, so I'm actually going to go to Players 8 here.
Not enough mana.
And just kill a little bit of stuff as we go along. So if you are not level 25 yet, you will, after the Bloody Foothills, start to see some really big issues with trying to gain any experience. So if you somehow are not that level yet, go back to Act 3, Flare Jungle, and go kill stuff until you get to level 25. Once you get to level 25, you can come back and continue Act 5. Just an experience issue that does exist in the game. Hey, another Saigon's piece. Unfortunately, it's not like a great combination. Ah, there's an experience shrine there. Because the belt will just get, what, plus defense on it? And the boots will get plus attack rating? No. 50 attack rating. And when I get the third boot, or the third Saigon set, then I'll get 50% magic find. But I need the third piece for that, I believe. So, just have to wait. Magic find is great. The first point of magic find that you ever get is the most valuable point of magic find you can have. After that, every additional point is worth a little less than the previous. Which is why, you know, when you're like 600 magic find and you go to 700, there's basically no difference, right? It's just like ever so slightly increased in your true effective magic bind. So that first one is worth the most, the second's worth the second most, etc. 10 MF to 50 MF is a big difference. Oh, it's a massive difference. Zero to 10, 10 to 50, really big difference. Okay. Another point in Blessed Hammer. Oh wait, I was supposed to put those into strength. That's okay. You don't think there's diminishing returns till after 100 MF? That's not true. Every point is diminishing slightly more. It's an asymptotic scale from 1 to 100 effective MF. Okay. Snowdrifters can be a little spicy for sure on players 8. But also some nice experience. And we're at a decent level, so that helps a lot. Yeah, the stun is no joke. And then mix in a couple Death Lords as well with it. Okay. So I'm going to leave a waypoint there. A waypoint, a town portal. Because I want to find a waypoint so then I can go back and save Anya for 10 all res, which is massive. Pretty crazy, Nocturnal. If there's no strafe move, it's not as crazy, but if they ever added in being able to shoot and move, oof. Now we're really talking. Okay, let's go get the waypoint here. Yeah, moving shot would be wild.
Thanks for all the wonderful tips you've been giving me during the years, smiley face.
Thanks, Plet.
And a giant congratulations on your second child.
Aww. Mwah. Thank you. I'm gonna have a video up on YouTube tomorrow describing kind of my thoughts with the whole POE 2, a recap, all the pieces. 23 cold res, not bad. Another FCR piece, little life and mana, whatever. Okay. Oops. We can use those. Load up on mana here. Runes and Magic Find are not related at all. So more MF, less MF, it doesn't change anything there. Zero effect. Okay, back to the Crystalline Passage here. And we'll go ahead and go into the Frozen River. Again, saving Anya is extremely valuable, and I recommend it. Probably the best quest you can do. getting free 10 all res every difficulty. We'll just get our hammers spinning. More Blessed Hammer. We'll go more strength there as well. We'll set up a safety TP just in case. Grab that field plate. We killed most of the stuff. Pretty happy there. Okay. Perfect. Gymnasium. Thank you so much. How's it going? We'll stock up on potions because we are going to go to the Ancients. And again, we're level 29, so we're smoking at this point. I'll go down to players 1. And let us go kill the Ancients. How's your stream, Jimmy? Honestly, we could do players 8 Ancients right now. Level 29. I forgot to put those points into strength again. Like, we're gonna easy breezy through normal Ancients here. Alright, strength. Thanks, Bear. Doing 1 to Uber BTD runs. Nice. Okay, level 2. Definitely recommend getting the waypoint here. 1, just in case you wish to do more. You just want to keep farming right here before you go to Nightmare. Gonna be great. Barbecue, thank you for the Prime sub. Peso, thank you for the Prime sub. Would you say Pally's easiest Ancients? He's definitely up there. Definitely up there as one of the easiest, but I mean, a Necromancer later on with Bone Prison's pretty sweet as well. It's okay, we'll get the Millibregas here in a second. To Blizzard, that'll be worth some money. 5 more strength, and hey, we are ready to rock Millibregas. All these plus skills early on. And again, for this kind of character, plus skills is super nice. So, just more and more damage. Okay, we'll go ahead and repair there. You won't be Holy Fire and Bolt. But I mean, I guess you could if you wanted. Generally, you're gonna run Holy Fire or like Fist of Heavens and Bolts or whatever. Alright, I'll go down to players 1. Just because there's a bunch of Death Lords here and they suck on a high players count. And we will go to the throne here. Good luck, that. We'll go players 8 as well because, again, I do like farming the waves. Rune Scepter, nothing. I'm not running a mercenary right now. We're a high enough level that we probably could. The mercenary needs to be as well, like, over leveled and have some decent gear. So we're at the point where we could, if we wanted to, run a mercenary. But they still just die and cost gold and stuff. Kind of up to you, you know, up to the individual. Now, Nightmare, once we can get him insight and stuff, if we wanted that, then he would be even better potential. But again, just kind of personal preference. Me either, Hugo. Okay. Another point there. More vitality. We'll try players 8 on wave 5. That's a tough wave for it, but at level 32, kind of working. That's a tough one, though. Now, let's say, for instance, you did spawn this wave on players 8 accidentally and you didn't mean to, and now you're having a lot of trouble killing them and whatever. If you want, you can literally just skip them. You can just head back in here after dragging them away. Also, this poison is horrible, super poison. And then Bale will just move on. So, fun little tip for you. I'm gonna go back as I was working them down, and they are worth a lot of experience on players 8. They're just hard. But a little hard is my middle name. Never mind. Ugh. Let's just kill Lister here and continue forward. I said never mind, chat. God. Quit talking so much about things. Big chunks of experience, yeah. I mean, yeah, we're already 33. It's great, right? And that's not even like that crazy, right? It's crazy for me because I always leave super early. Go down to players 1, by the way, before going to Bale, or that's going to be a really long fight. But, yeah, you can kind of choose, you know, if you want to then go back and farm more Bale waves, you can keep doing that. If you just want to farm Eldritch, you can farm Eldritch players 8. Great place to pick up some experience. If you just want to move to Nightmare, we'll have plenty of time in the tower. Picking up experience there. Ooh, Great Maul, one of my favorites. Ooh, an Eth Steel Driver. Only 160 ADD, but still sexy. Wow, Jim. It's a very cool weapon. And just like that, give yourselves the clap, everybody. You have just beaten normal and can now move on to Nightmare. So again, at this point, if you want to be a higher level, by all means, right? Do another Bale Wave, or like I say, go to Players 8. This is one of the easiest places to farm. Just kill Eldritch. Players 8 over and over again. Super easy place to pick up some experience. Get the next level. I'll do one more. We'll go to 34 and then we'll review the character. You can also get some fun drops and things while you're doing this as well. Perfect. 34. Easy enough. So, what does our character look like right now? We are a little bit of extra strength because we had Milabrega's drop. Otherwise, 5 in energy. Again, you could go 0, 5, 10, 15. Rest in vitality. Currently, I'm not running any max block, but that does become a possibility if you want now, or if you want in Nightmare sometime, in Hell, you can go into a max block build. That is just available to you, right? And that's just usually like a point or a couple points in Holy Shield. Get yourself a little bit duration boost on it, because it's only 30 seconds for the first skill point in it. So you usually want to have at least a few plus skills to get it up to like 90 or 120 seconds. Jam and Blessed Hammer. Really just, you know, a little bit here and there. But just Jam and Blessed Hammer. In terms of gear, we have Milabrega's. +1 pally skills. Pretty nice. 4 mana per kill. We found a +1 combat skiller. Again, really wish we had this on speedrun. Random resistance shield that we made. Stealth runeward. Fire res. Some light res. Fire res with FCR. Magic find. A little cold and light res there. And then we've got some FCR that we can swap into. Dual Saigons. Frosties. And open to open socket. This will just be gold. You know, just kind of some random things. But yeah, that does part normal. Make sure you go and snag your runes as well. Ralort Tau right there. You can snag your shield from Anya. See what she gives you. It's actually pretty close. 9 all res, 29 fire res. Just slightly worse than what we have, but it does have better block rate, you know. Put the runes away. And we're going to aim for getting Tal, Thol, Ort, Am. So that's an Ort right there. That's an Ort. So we need 2 Thols, 2 Amrins from Nightmare Countess. And then we will need a white sword. Broadsword or longsword, ideally, because those we just know in Nightmare are going to be guaranteed 4 sockets. Crystal swords, if they're from like the very beginning of Nightmare, can be 4 sockets. Or if we go through normal cows, we could get 4 sockets. Otherwise, I just go broad and long. That, and then a white paladin shield from anywhere in Nightmare as well. So we will look for those for white and or 4 open sockets on those, and then we can hopefully make some spirits and have some fun. Pally Spirit on the shield can be nice. Generally, we like it first because often, not because it has res, because you can get res, you can make an ancient pledge, you can do whatever, but because generally your weapon is going to have plus to pally skills or plus to blessed hammer or plus to FCR. Your weapon's generally going to have something that has a benefit in terms of your breakpoint or your damage. And so we like to just make the shield first. But totally up to you. You do what you want to do. So with that being said, that is part normal of the hammerdin. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube, and I will see you in Part Nightmare. Peace, everybody. All right. That will do it for today. I'm tired. GG, everybody. I might be back a little bit tomorrow. But if not, we will be back Sunday evening. So thank you all for being here. Don't forget to follow, subscribe if you haven't already. We got lots of YouTube videos up this past week. We'll be putting many more up. Path of Exile 2 stuff coming up tomorrow. I'll put that announcement one. And like my thoughts and review of that. Yeah. A lot of exciting stuff. GG. Peace. Have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Many moons have passed since I left the town of Tristram behind me. Since then I've tried to forget the terrors I beheld beneath the cold earth and the twisted nightmares that have haunted my every waking moment. There's something dark within me now. I can feel it. Ice blast to the past, a bitter killer's mastery class, an orb of ice, a centrifuge recast at the fast, a frozen mass. They shattered into glasses of ash, a chill and blizzard wizards cast, and now I'm gone in a flash. And we don't stop, a nova proc, a weapon swap, a unique drop. We're tearing through this chaos. Listen to our master rap to flock. The last who popped the moment stopped. He's finally free. Not even death can save you from me. Holy bolt, holy shield, holy freeze. I might smite the Lord of Terror unto his knees. I'll set free the beast within just to watch him bleed. Pure concentration, no salvation, just to restore peace and bring order to the world. The desecration from my sword, he start a war. I'll massacre the core foundation of the law. This ain't no soul in search of answers, just a hero with the T. And by the time I finish slaying, there won't be Diablo 3. Lord of destruction, Lord of corruption, Lord of the hate and pain. I instigate a flow so great, eviscerate the syndicate. I decimate, eradicate my foes. Enter a tonic state, they suffocate, choke on my name. Lord of seduction, Lord of disruption, Lord of the lies, Belial hides inside. He's terrified, mass genocide. My master rhymes identify the stale while they listen as I amplify, specify it's time to die. Bring it back to the master of the track. Travel east to find the beast so I can slay him with my rap. Don't need flails or a sword. Tie my hand behind my back. Like a shop up, I'ma kill him with my lyrical attack. Time to let out my battle cry. I don't find the time to grind a level 9 to 9. Support the party blizzard wizard and that summon god. I stand to tank the flanking dolls, but when I try to fight, my damage lacks. A crepified, I can't attack. I spent my life mastering axes, now I'm damned to cat. Or cries of anguish, they don't care, they want the mana back. Dead dreams of prestige, honor, valor. Now I stand and rap, I go slow. A mental block from years ago, still trapped inside my mind. The frigid highlands, all I know. Yet as I hit my blows, my vengeance charges start to grow. Look out, Diablo, this barbarian's about to steal the show. I spit fire, but not the weak like Inferno. Ebotted poison, nova shots crush from my goblin toes. Line by line, I'm breathing rhymes in a red lightning hose. And if you're caught up in this flow, your corpse just might explode. Lord of destruction, Lord of corruption, Lord of the hate and pain. I instigate a flow so great, eviscerate the syndicate. I decimate, eradicate my foes. Enter a tonic state, they suffocate, choke on my name. Lord of seduction, Lord of disruption, Lord of the lies, Belial hides inside. He's terrified, mass genocide. My master rhymes identify the stale while they listen as I amplify, specify it's time to die. It's a catastrophe, metallic fashion me. Can't throw blows cause I chose my characteristry. Tornadoes, dodging mobs like it's an allergy. Paladin war's a product of a master mastery. I pray to D, pray straight blasphemy. I pray to find a glitch or bug to get me past these three. I'll lose my mind if Talik's extra faster, I can't see. Maddox throws his time